Did you see the hits on that one Dan and I did yesterday? It hit 1,000 in about an hour and a half, so I put a little small boost on it too.
Yeah, and it would have gone even more.
If Dan didn't this guy, he kicked me 3 times. He tried to kick my leg out while I was walking. Not like karate kick, but you know how you kick someone's foot to try to trip them? He did that. Then he told me to come back. He turns around, why don't you come back and visit me sometimes? I said, I'm here right now. And I got this camera in his face. And he tried to grab my camera 3 times. And then he admitted that he had no money to pay this lady. I mean, it was unbelievable. And he turned the damn camera off. I would have got an Emmy or a Tony or whatever it is.
TV is an Emmy, Tony stage.
I would have got both. I would have crossed over for the first time.
You crossed over before.
And an Oscar.
So what happens if you like?
I thought it was dress.
Or you can't think of what you want to say? Does somebody else step in and help?
No. First of all, there's nothing. It's all informal. In fact, I don't want you to sound too polished.
Because I get nervous.
You can. Let's see. Don't even worry about it. And really, I would actually prefer that you be real. Really, nobody cares. It's very informal. That's a good thing.
I can be real.
That's a good thing. We're very
You don't
informal.
expect perfection. Good.
Very informal. Man, in a good way.
I'm the brains of the operation.
That's what I think.
And Dan.
And Dan.
Who's the real one?
Who doesn't know how to keep a camera rolling?
You should have seen it. I think you might have turned it off. No, you got to grab it for me too.
I know, he was great.
Guys, also,
please
put the mic close to your mouth when you're talking, okay? The mic, and you don't have to lean to it. You can bring the mic to wherever you are, but that is really it. That's the only thing that bugs me, is you don't sound good.
Lender regulated by DORA. NMLS 36756. For terms and conditions, call 4445.
Are you embarrassed by your smile? Are you unable to eat the foods you love, afraid to laugh, afraid to live your own life?
I know, mine just went off. I thought I had it
I
on
think it's off. It's not. So I just turned it off.
I just turned it off.
Mine never works. All of you should do that.
Okay.
It still rings because I'm doing it wrong.
Mark?
Yes, sir.
We have stuff. We have some good deals we can make on in-house. Just whenever you want to. What do you talk about it? Well, available stuff.
Okay, we need to talk about it.
Yes.
We don't have too much available.
Well, actually,
Oh.
I'm thinking we do.
Okay.
Because especially when we're looking at wing possibly, that could happen at any time.
You know, I'd be very surprised, to be honest with you. Maybe I'm crazy. I love the response, though.
Good. And keep some of those responses for yourself.
I do.
Okay,
More than you
good. Sweet.
Oh, I had a new IRS.
Yes, what?
I had a new IRS stick.
$1,000
Do you have a number?
now. Text the nationwide
Did you keep the number?
You guys need to forgive his diction during the show, too.
I'll see if I can
means
find it.
usage.
I'm working on it. I'm helping him.
But I bug him about usage and grammar. And then
Specifically,
he
he
uses the word
uses
diction somehow. I guess he heard that word and diction. Yeah, diction. Hello, I'm Tom Martino, and you know the important thing here is really not who I am, but what I do. Helping people. It's such a simple definition of this show, help. And it's the Troubleshooter show, because I've been known as the Troubleshooter for more years than I care to remember. Also, we have the Troubleshooter Network, which runs the referral list. And if you're new to Colorado, new to the show, and of course we're out all over the place with affiliates. We have radio affiliates, we have online affiliates, we have live on Facebook, live on YouTube. Wherever you're listening from, you can call us and we'll help. Of course, primarily, we're along the Front Range of Colorado, so welcome. Wyoming and New Mexico as well. And of course, we get, for some reason, we have this crazy audience. We have a lot of people in Alaska. I don't understand why. And in a village in Russia, and then we have, of course, a lot of people in Florida and the Gulf states. So 303-713-TALK, and I think that's from my years at KTRH in Houston, the big 50,000-watt station there, and then people just kept listening. So all you have to do, though, is call 24/7, and we will get back to you. It's 303-MARTINO, 303-627-8466. Today, This hour brought to you by One Clear Choice Doors. If I have one message, it's when you have a garage door problem, you don't want to take time to think. You don't have to. Just think One Clear Choice. Isn't that a cool name for a business? But really, One Clear Choice Doors, they're great people, good people. And what I want to tell you about them is they will come out immediately and inspect your garage door. I mean, not immediately. I mean, if they have time, because that's a free thing if you want the Martino inspection. Because they want to be your company, so they'll put the sticker up there. You know, companies that do that, there's nothing wrong with that, so long as you truly get what they say. And with One Clear Choice, they'll go through all the safety adjustments. They'll lubricate. They'll adjust. They'll check for all the right hinge bolts are tightened and everything is up to snuff, and then put their sticker on there. Here they are, 303-565-6409, 565-6409, OneClearChoiceDoors.com. And as always, on our referral list at referrallist.com. We have some guests I'll introduce in a little while here. Robert wants to talk about a property tax issue. I forgot. Hold on, Rob. What's on your mind, Mark?
Well, we went out. Dan and I went out to this bronze auction
you
yesterday.
are first up here. Hold on. Yeah, go ahead.
This guy, man, I got to tell you, he kicked me a few times. Dan turned the video off on accident, so we've got a lot of it live.
Do you know what he reminds me of? His name is Bruin, right?
I think it's Bruns.
Bruin.
Bruin, whatever.
B-R-U-H-N.
He reminds me of a jerk, in my opinion.
It's Bruin Auction House. And Mark, seriously, this guy, I think the family, somehow it went wrong.
He acknowledged he has no money to pay her.
But it's been around a long time.
Listen, he assaulted me. I didn't call the cops, but he kicked me a few times. He got in my face. I got right back in his. I thought we were going to fisticuffs, man.
Now, the guy simply sold stuff on consignment and is not paying.
And he acknowledged it. And this was over a year ago. He sells this lady's statue.
Is he still in business? Because
yeah, they've got an auction this Saturday. The reason I want to bring this up is if anybody, he's kicked me out of there 2 times now. So he's going to recognize me.
The people who buy there, they're going to get probably what they bought, but the people selling probably won't get paid.
I would love to get some listeners that want to go to this auction. It's in Denver. It's basically, what is it, I-25 Santa Fe issue.
Is it at his place?
I believe it's right at his place, but just go there and ask him during the auction. When he's up there doing his blah, 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 just ask him, go, are these people even going to get paid for the stuff you're selling? The guy acknowledged to me he's broke. The building's for sale. I feel bad for anybody that is selling anything through this guy. He's not a good guy.
No. Tom Bruin. He's on. I did add him to
Sleaze Brigade.
I did add him to the Sleaze Brigade.
I mean, I couldn't believe he tried to kick me. Like, literally. I mean, this guy, I couldn't believe. He's an old dude, too. It's like, what are you doing? I'll kill you.
He's crazy. And you know, he reminds me, although this guy wasn't violent, they have these old line names, and then they, I don't know if it's fair. We haven't had any complaints about him recently. Maybe I shouldn't talk. But, okay, Frank, what is it? Lloyd Furs. What is it?
Oh, my God, Mark Lloyd Furs.
But it wasn't Mark Lloyd, the Lloyd family. It was this Gross Dick.
Oh, Richard Gross. Yeah, Gross Dick.
And anyway, Richard is like this really pompous, arrogant jerk.
He kicked me out, too.
But. We did get the woman's money back.
And we haven't had a complaint on that guy for a while.
So I really... Actually, I should say that it reminds me of that in that they had an old line name, like Bruin's auction has been around. I know what you're saying. And then it deteriorates. That's, you know...
The generations kill it.
You know, here are some old names in town you'll hear.
Who's the Cadillac guy? Massey?
Yeah, but you're not going to get good Massey or Rickenbaugh. They're gone.
They're gone.
And you're not going to get... It's the same with Burt. You know, they're not even around anymore. That name even stopped, right?
Yeah, it's gone.
Okay. And then we had names, Bell Plumbing and Heating. It's not Bell Plumbing. I mean, yeah, it still has the name, but they're not the same people.
No, not at all.
Now, to be fair, we don't get complaints about them, so I want to make that clear. But just don't, because it's an old name, don't simply believe you're getting that family.
Because the lineage could be gone. I mean, it might have nothing to do with the original good guys.
And one thing that surprises me a bit that's been around that we get complaints about and not solved problems, and they seem Elkhart Fence. They're not good anymore, in my opinion, as far as responding to consumer complaints. You see, we are a clearinghouse, and it's way different than the Better Business Bureau. The Better Business Bureau is an absolute pay-to-play organization. The people who pay the most get the best treatment, and it's a for-profit business. People don't understand that. It's a business. It doesn't have any special standing. It has the moniker You know, it has the moniker. That's it. Better Business Bureau. Oh, my God, this must be some official agency. And it is not. So let's now, Robert. Okay, so, Robert, what's going on with your property taxes?
Yes. I called you last week. We talked about the the acre on the corner. It's taxed separately.
Yeah. And I wanted to ask you, Robert, we looked at that plat. Is that lot across the street or is it adjacent?
It's all 1 acre.
You know, we couldn't find that, Mark, on that Google Earth. You said it was across the street.
If you look at the house that's got the newer kind of garage or barn behind it, is that the primary residence?
Correct.
And then across the street from there, the empty lot, that's what you're talking about?
No,
he's not.
It would be the south of the house.
Okay, whatever. It doesn't matter. What really matters is you want to know, is it being fairly taxed? Is that right?
Correct.
And it's vacant. And I said it depends. Is it undeveloped or is it a lot? And so it's a lot. As I think it's a lot, but I don't know if go ahead.
How do they do that? It's all considered 1 acre.
If it's considered 1 acre, are you getting 2 separate tax bills?
Yes, and I sent those to you.
Okay, then it's not considered 1 acre. It's considered. I have to look at them now because, and I can't look at them live here, so I'm going to look at them during the break. But your contention is that it's 1 lot and should be taxed as 1 entity. It doesn't matter what you think. It's what it is, it is. Now, then once you get to be that lot, then you have to ask yourself, is it undeveloped and has to be platted? That has less value than something that is platted. If it's platted, then you look at zoning use. The higher the zoning use, more the value. And residential would have, or the agricultural have the lowest value. Residential next, and then commercial purposes. So, but here's the bottom line for anyone listening. Property taxes are easy to protest. And 80% of the time, you win. 80% of the time, consumers win. In fact, the farther you go up the line, the higher your percentages go. All you do is when you get your assessment, not your bill, you say, I protest this assessment. That's all you have to do. They have to take another look at it and give you a result. If they don't lower it or they don't lower it enough, you can take it to the next step. And then ultimately you go to the State Board of Appeals or whatever it's called. But every step you go to, you get a higher percentage of winning. I don't know why that is, but it's one of the few state agencies that seem to go in the direction or favor of consumers.
Okay.
Now somewhere we had the book Ed Tomlinson wrote years ago called Real Estate for Pennies, and it has to do with assessors. And do we have it online still?
I think we do, Tom. Yeah, I can look for it for you.
You know, I know we have the PDF, so let's make the PDF available. If anyone emails us, help@troubleshooter.com.
You got to watch the time frame too, because if you're late filing that appeal, man, you're done for the year.
Well, yeah, but you can go back 3 years, I think, Mark. That's what's
odd. I hope so, because we just got the new bill, and they've already raised the taxes on it again.
Okay.
And it's just as high as the property with the house and the garage on it. And here, we bought the property as 1 acre.
Okay,
we bought the whole property as 1 acre.
I understand you did it, but Robert, you keep saying that. It doesn't matter that you bought it as 1 acre. What matters is what it is, not what you perceive it to be. You do understand that, right, Robert?
Right, but why are they taxing dirt that doesn't have
because
anything
everyone, all dirt is taxed, Robert. All dirt. Just hold on, all right? And we'll look. I'll look at this bill. All dirt is taxed. All of it. Okay? Now, some dirt is more expensive than others. Robert, if you don't like that, I can't help you with that. Do you realize that vacant land is taxed? Do you know that?
Right, but I'm trying to say, why are they taxing the dirt the same price?
Because that dirt may
be building on it.
Okay, there's a few possibilities. One, it's a mistake. 2, it could be zoned commercial and have, as vacant land, more value. Or, okay, those are the 2 options, not 3, 2 options. A mistake, or it's zoned and you don't know it. You know, you can protest it, though. Tracy, you have a comment on this. Tracy, what is it?
Yeah, if he owns both pieces and they can join each other, he can sign a paper and get the taxes combined.
But yeah, but it'll still be
if they're different zoning. He can't.
I mean, if he
owns both pieces, because we own 2 pieces out east of Springs,
right?
And if you own both pieces and they conjoin property lines, you can combine taxes.
Yeah, you can. However, if one is zoned residential and one is zoned commercial, you would have a problem upzoning. You can downzone, but it would be difficult upzoning. In your situation, were they both zoned the same? Yeah, that's what's easy about it. That's what I need to look at when I look at this tax bill right after this.
So in 1 minute, usually, I do a little spot in between. Okay. But when you hear this stop, listen, you hear that, right? When you hear that, when it stops, it means my mic's on and I'll be doing something. So if you're talking,
good detour. Also, watch out for stalled out.
You're okay in that?
270 fast gas. And crash being cleared, or actually construction slowing you down. Northbound Santa Fe between Hamden and Dartmouth. Watch out for delays on that stretch. The weather forecast. Going to be sunny today, warmer with a high near 55. Tonight, mostly clear overnight and a low around 24. Tomorrow, much the same as today with a high near 55. Right now, few clouds above, and we're sitting at 34.
For sure,
traffic and weather. I'm Pete Wagner. 6:30 K-How.
For billions of years, volcanoes have helped forge the world you know. With over 500 active volcanoes, the Earth is bursting at the seams with these forces of mass construction. Witness the power and beauty in volcanoes 3D, showing at the Denver Museum of Nature and Science. Visit TMNS.org.
Revitalize Health is a clinic that does age-defying treatments like testosterone, estrogen, thyroid. They do that through the BioT program. That's the pellet implants. What a wonderful system for delivering hormones. And as we grow older, let's just face it, you need help. We all do. Revitalize Health is the name of the clinic. But if you want to find them online, you'll go to thehormonebros.com, because they are 3 brothers that do this. They do other treatments as well, like fillers, Juvederm, Botox. And then they do something called microneedling, which stimulates your own collagen. What I really like are these thread lifts. They are very inexpensive, and they have great results. No, I haven't had one. But Revitalize Health is the place I go. TheHormoneBros.com. They're at 470 and Ken Carroll. You'll love the clinic. It's a really, really great operation and atmosphere. TheHormoneBros.com, 720-361-2302.
Texas, get ready to pay up. The IRS just added a army of collectors.
He wants to tell me why.
How does he have that? You like it.
Well, okay, let me look at this.
Bernie Sanders, 77% rate. I wouldn't create one job.
When they
Hell, I just moved.
Okay, Mark, zoning here. Land and improvements. That's on this. Where's the other one? Land and total.
Is it? It should say zoning right there.
Full payment. So it says here.
If you have any doubts about your current term life,
If it's got the legal description,
here.
if it's got legal, I can look it up.
Here they are. So
It was agriculture when he bought it.
well,
He doesn't know.
Okay.
He really.
He didn't know last time.
I don't see zoning on this. It's Adams County, and we have both lot numbers right here. This is the one with the house.
Walmart's office prices again. Look at that shit.
They're showing, they're showing the land as the same. What I don't understand is the land and improvements on this one.
Call 800-965-6698.
Let me see.
Come to an assessed valuation of a certain amount. And then here, the assessed valuation. Yeah. So this is, you'll see. This
Is it Adams County?
Yes. Do you want that light on?
I don't think it matters. Honestly, I'm going to look up the assessor's number and just call.
36,000-mile national warranty.
Let's just not even guess about it anymore.
We put it out to schedule all.
Usually you can get right through these guys.
I don't know why he just doesn't protest it. That's it. He'll be done.
Well, because like he was telling you, he doesn't understand why dirt has a tax.
If you or a loved one suffer from adult incontinence, you can now get the products you need them without the hassle.
So dirt called vacant lot.
Aeroflow Urology. Aeroflow helps you or your loved one qualify for incontinence.
In Gilpin County, it's taxed like 3 times the
What's that?
In Gilpin County, vacant lot is taxed 3 times the amount of one of the houses.
Why? Because there's no value.
Because they want people to move in on them.
So they make the mill levy heavier on
3 times
vacant land.
3 times.
That is so weird.
Yeah.
That is so weird.
No, that's just the lot portion that were on there.
Thank you, Aeroflow. Call Aeroflow now and they can help you qualify for.
But it makes sense if you want people.
Yeah, but I don't know how they get away with it. Because you vote on mill levies, and how do you have 2 separate mill levies based on whether it's built on? It's on assessed value. I don't understand that.
Different mill levies for vacant lot.
Of course it does. They must. Well, they obviously have to approve it. But you can really make arguments on that because it's less impact on everything.
Mm-hmm.
Hi, I'm Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. You know, by the way, I got some email. One is on reverse mortgages. They say, is it wise to get a reverse mortgage if you're very, very, very old? Okay. First of all, that's the best time when you're very old. In fact, if you're 62 or older, you have to be. In your 60s, you're not going to get much. They try to calculate that you're going to borrow and never accrue more interest than the house is worth because you don't make payments on it. You get a lump sum or you get monthly payments or you get a line of credit, but you never pay it back. So the money that you owe in interest is accrued. And they want to try to calculate it so it'll never go more than the value of the house. But even if it does, you will never be socked with more than the house, neither will your estate. That's the most you'll ever have to do is give up the house. So some people say, good, I don't want to leave my house to anyone, I want to live on it. But if you have family members you want to leave your house to, or a kid, or some kids have disabilities, the parents want to leave the house, then a reverse loan is not for you. See, an approval reverse are the people that I recommend and approve, approvalreverse.com, because they're honest. So many people get reverse loans and they should not get them because it's not appropriate. So the older you are, the better if you don't want to leave your equity. And then what else? Oh, you want to make sure you can pay your taxes, because if you don't pay your taxes, then that can be foreclosed on because of the taxes, not because of the reverse loan. There are no payments on a reverse loan. So anyway, approvalreverse.com. The other email I got, and I pulled it out because of today's guest, is about in-house care. This is one of the biggest areas in elderly services. You know, this whole thing about elder law and elder service and elder health care is really, really coming to roost because the baby boomers are now old farts, and you have a lot of people, even the Gen Xers are getting older, concerned about their parents, and that's what you have. You have a lot of people looking for help. Not everyone needs a nurse, okay? So they need help in the house. And this is confusion. What is home health care and what is home care? Non-medical home care. We have some providers on the referral list because we feel it's very important. By the way, almost anyone can say, we're going to help you out. And here's what we get complaints about. People say, oh my God, my dad had this much in the bank, he's written some checks recently, blah, 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 and it turns out to be the person they let in to help the dad because they didn't check him out. They just tried to do it on their own. So we have Kevin and Marnie Biln with us. Talum Home Care, Talum, on our referral list. We'll be talking about finding people to help out your elderly people. First of all, what I want to know is this. Can anyone hire you guys at any time for non-medical home care, Or do you, if they're just looking to self-pay, they can hire any time, right? I mean, do you have any standards like, well, we want them a certain age or a certain thing? What if you just want someone to help an elderly person? They're not disabled, they're just older, and they want some help. Can you do that?
Yeah, Tom, so thanks for inviting us in to talk about this topic.
Can I just hire somebody to help my older people?
Absolutely. So you can hire people through us.
Right.
We're a licensed agency through the state of Colorado. And we have 3 agencies throughout the Denver market, and we're there to help out. Now,
by the way, they Fort Collins to the Springs they serve. But here's what I want to know: you in-house or in this field, do you guys look for certain things before you go in and help, or can anyone simply call and get help?
So any one of our clients can call and come aboard as far as one of our patients or our clients.
What if they're like in their 40s, but they're starting to get dementia or something, or diabetes, and they can't get around?
Absolutely.
They can. Okay.
Yes. So that's the biggest misconception, that it's for the elderly.
Right.
Our youngest client is 2 years old, and our oldest client is 100.
See, I didn't know this. So parents that have a kid with disabilities, you give them maybe respite care when they want to get away or go on vacation. Can you do that?
Absolutely. And we also have a Mommies and Me. Newborns coming in. Mom is overwhelmed with all the things.
Wow.
The dad maybe be at work most of the time. She's taking care of getting ready, plus she wants to go back to work. Well, who's going to come in the morning and help out?
Really? I never even thought of that segment. So you can help anyone who needs help?
Anyone that needs help, we can help.
Cool. And by the way, Talum Home Care, we'll be talking more about it, okay? I just wanted to let you know they're in the house. And let's see. Okay, so Robert, we're looking at your property, okay? I'm not going to go to it right now. We're still investigating those tax bills you gave us. Jeff, are you an auctioneer? Jeff?
Yes, I am.
And did you ever work for Bruins Auction?
No, not at all.
Okay, what is your comment?
My comment was you might get a little satisfaction for this deadbeat auctioneer through the Colorado Auctioneers Association.
What do you guys do? What does this association do, sir?
Well, they're a trade association that we get together and work together on different items. But it's a trade association. I'm not the association. I'm just an auctioneer and a member.
Okay.
So I heard your story. I thought maybe you could call them up and talk to them, and they might be able, if he's a member, be able to recommend him in some way, and you might get a different angle there to get him to pay up.
So it's called the
Colorado Auctioneers Association, which is a state association, and then there's also a National Auctioneers Association.
Okay, that's very cool. And auctioneers, can I've seen some better than others. Can anyone just call themselves an auctioneer?
Sure.
Yeah. But I guess the proof is in the pudding, and I want to know.
That's right.
I want to ask straight up, if you have 2 lots identical, and you have 2 different auctioneers, can one auctioneer really get more money because of his skill?
I think so. It all depends on how he advertises that lot.
How many people show up, right? Okay, let's say we have identical lots and identical audiences, 2 different auctioneers. Can the auctioneer, him or herself, make that much difference?
Yeah, I believe so. I mean, it's somewhat of a social entertainment thing as well, right? I do a lot of fundraiser auctions and charity auctions as well, and people like to go to auctions. It's a social thing, and they get caught up in the atmosphere, and depending on how charismatic or how great the auctioneer is with the crowd, sure, you can raise more money.
So anyway, you're saying we can complain to this association, possibly if he's a member, they might be able to sanction him. And you would think, though, if we get the word out about Bruins Auction, or Bruins Auction Gallery, whatever they call it, you would think that a reputable auctioneer would avoid them.
Well, of course, yeah.
I mean, if you, like, for example, you want to make sure if you're selling stuff that first it's legit, and that people are going to get paid, and that people are going to get the merchandise. So thanks for calling. So we want to get the word out about Bruins. The guy, in our opinion, is an absolute ripoff. He's vulgar. He's disgusting, basically. He's just disgusting. Do we have a phone number for him? Dan, if you can, get it to me. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. We also have Barb Shue with us, Angels Help. Barb helps us from time to time when we come across difficult cases. In fact, I don't even know how Barb makes a living. She does such a great job and has never asked for a dime for us, but I imagine she does have a system of charging, and so do the home care people. So we talked to Talum Home Care. They're on a referral list. They do non-medical home care for the elderly, disabled, people with very young children, people who need special help. Then we have Barb Shue, Angels Help. Barb Shue, how do you describe what you do? I wouldn't even know, Barb, where to look for you. Like, if you weren't on the referral list, I wouldn't know where to find you. What would I look under, seriously, to find you? What would I Google?
Family advocate, patient advocate.
Yeah, people don't know what that is. Like, what is it? What is it? I mean, don't you have a hard time? I don't even know. How do people know that you can even get a family advocate? That's what I'd like to know.
A lot of my referrals come from
people you've helped?
People I've helped, family members that are facilities that know that I'm out there.
I want a fun thing. And it's not a formal thing. It's not a test, but I want you to describe what you do in a couple sentences when we come back. And then we have some interesting calls, a vacuum repair. I didn't even know they had those shops anymore. And then
sewing machines as well.
And then what, Mark?
Barb actually, for one person she was dealing with, this was incredible. She found Social Security benefits that the woman should have been getting forever and didn't even know. So, I mean, there's a lot of stuff like that Barb does.
Yeah, because of being an ex-spouse on a common law marriage. It's amazing what she can do. All right, we have more coming right up.
It's just like you.
So on the placement side, all about seniors.
Tom, 1 minute.
Go ahead.
You'll mention all about seniors too.
Yeah, of course.
Here's your band. Oh yeah.
People absolutely do that. I don't give people too much because no one will remember. And also, it'll almost seem like sometimes I repeat, and I'm not, because we get tune in and tune out, tune in and tune out.
So that's only 3 times.
Yeah, we play the audience. We don't do one thing.
Right. 7-2 versus
If we did, here's what would happen with one topic show. An audience,
7 times 3 is only 4.
you would get then the people who are interested in that topic. But when you do that like this, you keep 7.2 because no one audience will be good for one topic.
Actually, almost.
Cool.
No matter what the topic.
4.8.
And then 0.2 times 4 is 0.8.
So it's 4.
A little more than 4 times.
It's not quite.
It's 4.1.
I think you turned that thing on. I'm confused. I'm an old man.
Okay, guys. So I want to talk about Aurora Orthodontics and TMJ, but I want to talk about their Neo division, New Early Orthodontics. You hear me talk about adults. By the way, with adults, they can do the same thing in 2 years because they're a little more aggressive. But with children, like my kids, I have them in this orthodontics program that will be less money than all those other orthodontics. I pay for a child $140 a month. That's it. No upfront money, no big cost in between, and that's it. They wear a series of mouthpieces that it's slowly straightening their teeth. When it comes time for braces at around 14, they may need them just for a few months. It's an incredible system, and it's a fraction of the cost of regular orthodontics. That's it, $140 a month, and boom, you have a kid. I have 2 kids for $280. I can't believe how reasonable. Call about the New Early Orthodontics, 303-690-0400. No extractions, no surgeries, 303-690-0400.
Freight war's going to be absolutely crazy 12 months on Wall Street. It's certainly been an interesting year for the...
How much did I go over?
But if you think about it, the only thing you need to be
okay, 1 second.
about is what happens in your...
We're going to have to do something without him. This 1 second is just...
You know, after
Get an electric
Mark
jacket.
accused him of tripping,
or a collar. That way I don't
John said, "Hey, I'm an old man. Just walk like that."
Put it under his seat, though.
Do old people truly steal batteries all the time?
Absolutely. That's a sign that may have been myth. But sure, yeah.
I think they do. And then if they get caught, they're like, oh, I'm old. I don't remember. Oh, help me.
Where am I back anytime soon? I just want to.
It's funny, they go for, some of them, when they have early onset dementia or Alzheimer's, they go from room to room picking stuff up.
Like it's a shop.
Yeah. Whether it's theirs or not.
Yes.
You just let them do it.
Yeah.
When my grandmother hit 90, the Alzheimer's was getting pretty bad, and it wasn't horrible yet. At 94, I mean, she was a vegetable, literally. So, I mean, it is catastrophic towards the end. But when I could still bring her out, she'd have good things and bad things. She would remember stuff she did with my grandfather in 1920, like it was yesterday, but would have no idea where the hell we were headed in the car. But what she used to love slot machines. And this is back when money would come out, not these little things. So I'd go play poker, and I came back one time, and she happened to be getting up from a machine going to another one, and she left like $100 in quarters in that one. And that's when it dawned on me. I'm going, oh my God! I mean, she's probably left money in every machine she's been at. So.
I went to a client's house, and she didn't even know who her husband. It was her second husband, so she didn't remember marrying this guy. He was taking second husband. She remembered the first one, and he's trying to. And she thought she was in her 20s, so she would say, "You're not my husband. I wouldn't marry an old guy like you." Yeah,
that would be weird.
And then when he would come into the room to take care of, he's like, "Who are you? Why are you here?" I'm calling the cops every time. Like almost all.
She thought she was 20.
Yeah.
And she was talking to her second husband, saying, "I'd never marry an old guy like you." Yeah. Can you imagine that?
She said, "Hey, you did, I'm rich." Not normally, but I'm rich.
Remember that trip to Hawaii yesterday?
I'm old.
Swarm, remember?
Yeah, she thought she was married to her first. She's like, "I'm not touching you. I'm married to Tom."
That's
I
sad.
don't know who you are.
People have they start forgetting their relationships. That's sad. It's sad for the partner.
Oh, it's unbelievable.
It is.
I can't imagine with the kids when it goes in and out. Like occasionally they remember you.
I had a client. She would wake up every morning and think her husband was an intruder and call 911.
Isn't it all cholesterol on the brain, basically?
I don't know. A lot of there's a lot of theories.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Quickly, Barb Shoe, Angel's Help. If you had to describe in a couple sentences, then we'll go back to it. But I have to take these calls. What do you do?
I go in, I figure out what the family needs.
Yeah.
Then I call in extra services if needed, or I stick around.
So you coordinate.
Yeah.
You might need this, like this non-medical help.
Non-medical.
You might need that.
Marnie.
You might need medical help. You might need what? Maybe there's like you found Social Security for that woman.
Right.
She had a common law marriage. It changed her life.
She makes sure the apartment bills paid. She makes sure the electric bills paid. She does everything.
Do you stay on board?
Yes, absolutely. I can stay and help manage what's happening. I pay the bills.
Family help coordinator.
Yep.
Okay. Well, we're going to talk more about it and how she charges. But I want to. Bruce wants to make a clarification. Then Mark said he looked at those tax bills and has some comments. Basically, Robert has 2 lots. And he's wondering why, just wait on that one though, on your explanation. He's wondering why one is taxed as vacant land and why it's so high compared to the other one with a house on it. And he didn't think he had 2 lots, but Bruce wanted to make a clarification on something. Go ahead, Bruce. What did you hear? I always invite listeners if they think we've said something wrong on that very rare occasion. Go ahead, Bruce.
It isn't that you said it wrong, but I didn't think it was clear. So let me just briefly run through this.
What do you do, by the way, Bruce?
Residential property has a factor where they make the assessed value, and the assessed value is what your taxes are based on.
Right.
So let's give a quick example. If I had 2 lots, and the one was vacant land, but it was a legal lot, and it was worth $60,000, to get to its tax base, you multiply it by 30%. So your $60,000 lot becomes $18,000 for property tax work.
Right.
Now, the
Assessed valuation, right.
The one right next door to it, again, is a $60,000 lot with a $240,000 house, making a combined market value of $300,000, but it's multiplied by a factor of not 30%, but 7%.
Ah.
The vacant lot tax basis is based on $18,000, where the lot with the house is based on $21,000.
Hey, Bruce, do they do that?
Almost equivalent.
Bruce, do they do that because they want to encourage people to develop property, or what? What's the reason?
No, basically vacant lots, legally defined vacant lots, are done the same way commercial property is, and this goes to the Gallagher Amendment, and I don't want to get too geeky, but it basically has to pay 4 to 5 times the amount of tax as does a house.
Which is weird because there's less impact on the community, so that's weird, you know, on police services, on streets, on everything, on sewer, on water, on schools, way less. So it just seems weird. Bruce, a quick question: what is your background?
I am really I'm a pharmacist.
Oh, okay. Well, cool. Thank you for calling, Bruce. All right, Mark, what did you find?
I don't want to get redundant. He just nailed it. So they're both okay, residential. Cool. One of them is taxed at 7.2, and then the vacant land is actually 29% in Adams County. The guy nailed it. Same. That's it.
Okay.
Now
they are 2 separate lots, though.
Yes, but he can't contest the 29% under anything.
Why?
That's set by the state.
Oh no, you're right. Not the factor.
But he could contest what they value that lot at.
Right.
That's it. And he's got to do it in May.
Okay. Or you have to go back in time, which is more complicated. So, Robert.
Oh, I guess I was wrong, Tom.
He left. And I don't think he's going to like what we told him, which is, you know, you got to do what you got to do.
It
you
is
got to
what
protest it. There's a good chance you're going to win. Shirley, what about a vacuum repair shop? Do they do sewing machines too?
And VCRs.
I know, and they have the yellow signs. Remember those? Hey, Shirley.
Yes, Tom.
How can we help you, dear?
I don't know if you had a chance to read what I emailed you.
Suzanne, did you send that to me? No? Okay, so just sum that up, and I'll look at it. What is it about?
Okay. I took my Riccar vacuum to a shop called More Than Vacuums.
Riccar?
Yeah, that's the name of my vacuum.
Yeah, CC. It's RICCAR. Right. I just looked at it. Okay.
Right, and I took it there because the bottom plate was sticky or kind of tacky and hard to push on the carpet. So I thought perhaps maybe there was something leaking. I mean, I don't know anything about it.
Gotcha.
So, so I took it in, and I was asked for a $95 deposit, and the gentleman that I talked to said that it would probably be enough to cover whatever needs to be done. So a couple weeks later, I received a call from someone who identified himself as Chris, and he said that it would cost me, that he couldn't find a problem. It was probably something I ran over, which I know isn't true, but he said the cost would be $215 to clean it up and change bearings.
$215?
Yeah. Now,
buy a shark. Apparently you haven't been to Walmart. Yeah. Okay. I'm serious. I have the best. Mark, that shark is unfreaking believable.
They're like $200.
Oric is too. Oric's a little more expensive, but I'm telling you, they're
unbelievable. Or the Dyson, you spend a little more, but they're badass.
No. You know, the prices nowadays are so ridiculously cheap compared to fixing stuff. Anyway, can you speed up to the ultimate problem?
Okay. Well, anyway,
You're
that's
not going
where
to
I'm at now. So I got a call is saying that it would be
Did you agree to that repair for $299?
No, it was $215 for the total repair. The $95 I initially gave as a deposit, and then an additional $120.
Okay. So, did you agree to it?
Well, I did reluctantly because I thought, well, shoot, I might as well get something for it, so I should get the vaccine.
All right. So what happened then, dear? What happened?
So I thought about it for a couple of seconds, and I just couldn't. I didn't feel comfortable about paying that much for a cleaning. So I called back immediately the number that I had gotten the call from,
Right.
and somebody else answered, and he put me on hold, and he came back and said Chris wasn't available. Chris is the one I
But
talked
what's the story? I don't need this process, this step-by-step. He wasn't available, then he was. He went to lunch, then he didn't. I need to know, what did they do to you ultimately? Did you get your vacuum for the $215?
Well, they told me they would apply the cost of the repair towards the new vacuum
But
if
why?
I got it.
But why? Here's what I want to know. You said, I don't want to do these repairs. Did they say it was too late to change your mind?
Well, I left that message with the guy that answered when I called back. I said, well, tell Chris that I'm going to cancel the...
Okay, so did they cancel the repair or not? Or did they cancel...
They didn't.
They didn't. So now, do they expect you to pay the $215 to get your vacuum or to trade it in, one or the other?
Right.
Okay,
Because
hold
when I
on then.
got
Good. Hold on. We'll come back to that. Okay? So now you have a decision, and we need to know if you should even pay them to begin with.
This report is sponsored by P3 Portable Protein Packs. A more interesting way to get
You put the bulbs in?
Lord have mercy.
1 minute to fix it 24/7.
Fix it 24/7. $39.
Turntable.
Fix it. They have this,
They get some fancy turns.
Love the vinyl.
Those are high dollar now.
Man, I saw one at Sam's Club that was like $20.
Really? No, they got some.
No. Vacuum.
No, a turntable. Record player.
Why are people doing turntables?
Some people collect that vinyl.
But they say they like the sound better.
I know.
Did you know that the Monkees sold more vinyl in 1967 than the Beatles and the Rolling Stones combined?
Okay.
With P3 Portable Protein Packs. It's meat, cheese, and nuts.
Is it 30?
Protein.
Is it a 30?
While you're out and about. Here's a more interesting way to get your protein. P3.
You've heard me talk about Fix It 24/7 and their famous $39 specials. Listen to this one. A complete water heater flush and service. You may say, I don't need that. Oh, it can actually double the life if you do it at the right time and didn't wait too long. And they'll tell you for $39, they'll go through everything, make sure the burners are adjusted and accurate, and then they flush out all the sediment, and it's all for $39. 720-526-3939. 720-526-3939.
The van. You'd start with the people who invented the word van, Mercedes-Benz. It would be available in diesel and gas. There would be thousands of configurations to choose from, and you build it right here in the USA. Introducing the all-new Mercedes-Benz Sprinter, built for you. The all-new Sprinter, built in the USA. Mercedes-Benz, vans, for the road.
You know, I don't like these statements that credit cards give you at the end of the year, because then I have to see what I spent money on in class. I feel like an idiot. Like restaurants, I say, oh my God, when they give you that food
for your business this week at Staples.
This guy says he'll bet you that Tom Brady threw more yards in 2018 than John Elway did in 2018.
So you can save up to 2 years worth of
Play on your Beatles.
That's a great analogy right there.
That's not an analogy. There's no analogy there. They were both out and about in 1960.
They were $50. That was the height of the Monkees' career with 3 albums, the most they ever released.
I heard, and I'm not kidding,
It's the most they ever released.
I heard John Lennon watched one of the episodes of the Monkees and then formed the Beatles. BAM!
No, they watched the Crickets.
You've been served, bitch!
Yeah, he was supposed to say that.
BAM! BAM! You've been served, bitch! That'll be my tag phrase.
CW.com/IntelBigRate.
Hey, Tom, I need to stick you on somebody.
He was
You should have seen it. This guy smiled the whole time.
Oh, dude, he was ready to just...
But
this
I
guy
was looking at his
crack,
eyes
man.
and stuff. I thought he was no big deal.
Dan walked up on him because he kept getting in my face. Dan started coming up.
Mark gave me a signal. Come on up, go. Signals.
I was so sure he was going to swing. I already had it planned out. He was going to swing. I was going to move. I was going to kick him in the balls. It was all there. It was already done. But he didn't do it.
And never charge upfront fees.
And you go, bam! You've been kicking the ball.
Bam! You've been kicked up in the balls.
do this once a week.
303-695-7000. That's 303-695-7000. Or apply online.
It would be nice Saturday to have some people out there, though. Hey, Whipple!
Line for anyone who's affected by addiction. Of course,
We get everybody just to yell out.
This is making
Bitch!
friends or
Where's my money?
information how to fight addiction,
Actually,
what to look for,
she's hoping she's out there and stuff.
how much does it cost to get
She's asking for too much. She's saying her valuation is so far off. It's like,
But she didn't do that. She did a professional evaluation.
5559-720.
But you know how those are. It's like
I'm gonna call them.
those guys get whoever wants to pay that, right? It's like a comic book.
Yeah, it could be worth $10 today and $100 tomorrow.
Whoever wants it.
I could just have access to connection. I could make
Ain't happening, man. We've attempted that to a infinite degree, bro.
303-333-6060. That's 303-333-6060. Or online at adrianstewartnd.com.
So, is that Suzanne's mom's side or father's side?
That is mom's.
Mom's sister's daughter?
Mom's brother's daughter.
Diagnose your problem. Yes, free. I never really had a relationship with any of my cousins. It's too much to repeat.
Really?
No problem. Not really.
I didn't.
Do they live in the same area or are they live a long way away?
Within 100 miles, everybody. But I mean, I just didn't. I know Italians are supposed to have a big family, but
right.
I mean, we
Did you
got
get together at Christmas and stuff?
We all got together all the time, but I just never had a relationship.
You know, check out Barb's Boots.
I mean, were you ever friends with your cousins? That's what I'm talking about. Were you ever friends with your cousins?
Absolutely.
I wasn't.
He was a farm boy.
I wasn't not friends. I just didn't have. I don't even know where they are.
My kids grew up 13 houses away from their cousins, and they're to this day.
I mean, even my aunts and uncles, I know them, and they're nice, but I don't really.
Oh, yeah. I heard Bob Logan paid lunch up. You should be forwarding that to me for all the lunches you owe me.
I'll take you to lunch there. I'll take you.
Where was it?
Down Frisco. Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Now we have our guest here, by the way. So if you have any questions about placing elderly people in homes, or if you have a question about non-medical care, or if you have a question even about medical care, about anything to do with the elderly, disabled, those in need, give us a call. We have a lot of experts here, and we'll talk about more of what they do. 303-713-TALK. 713-8255. In addition to non-medical care, they have a division at Talem Home Care that helps find places for the elderly and those in need. And that's, I wouldn't even know where to start. If my mom, and you know, of course, I'm old enough now where my parents are deceased, but if my parents did come to me and say, oh, we need help finding a place, I wouldn't know where to go. I wouldn't know where to start. I mean, I guess I would do a methodical search, but it would take a lot of time. I love when people do searching for me, like with Integra, okay? Insurance, for health insurance. Find me a great deal. They find it. I go to Compass for car insurance. Mark, do you actually shop individually for these companies, or do you first let these guys, the professionals, cull it down?
You mean for insurance? I just let Integra or Compass handle it. I could care less.
Then you find the best deal.
I don't shop by company when it comes to that at all.
Right. So, but I think wherever you can have experts do shopping for you, you're better off. Of course, if you trust them. You don't want, like I said, you don't want a professional that always sends you to the same thing. Boom, boom, boom. Like, for example, an auto broker. If it's nothing more than a glorified salesman for XYZ dealership, they're not really a broker. They always go to the same place, and they have a little comfy relationship. Or for anything.
You know, real quick, you know what I hate? I used to buy a Hyundai occasionally at Shortline if they had the best price. I'm a price shopper when it comes to my cars. Period, end of story. No loyalty. So they sold to, I can't think of who they sold to. Suzanne, who
I think Ralph Schomp.
Ralph Schomp. So now they call themselves One Price. If you look at McDonald Hyundai on the website or Arapahoe, let's say the car's 25 grand, they're so-called One Price. You don't have to bargain or do anything. It's 29. It's the biggest ripoff, in my opinion, ever. These places that don't.
Wait, it can be.
You don't bargain, but you set the price higher. Get the hell out of here.
It can be a rip. It can be, but it can be a great deal depending on the vehicle. I mean, if they truly do One Price, fine. If that's what they want to do. Shop's been doing that. Shop's been doing that for years. I mean,
well, my business is gone.
You know, I don't know how I feel about One Price. Here's the way I feel about it. If I know the One Price and that's truly the price, thank you for making shopping convenient. I may or may not choose you, but it certainly is not going to be because it's One Price. That's what's weird. No one goes to a place because it's One Price.
No.
They go for the One Price. It just happens to be a One Price dealer. Using that as a selling point is ridiculous. It's like saying we take money. I mean, you have One Price, big deal. Why
that's
is that?
what I'm saying.
Why?
It's absurd.
That's certainly not an accolade. They have One Price.
And they're so much higher, though. I mean, the exact same
But are they
thing,
always?
4 grand
Are
higher.
they always?
Every time I've looked, and you know me, I'm shopping all the time.
Okay, now, I didn't mean to ignore James. I knew we were going to get into something, and Shirley, we're not done with you either. So, James, with your HOA, can you hold on, and I promise I'll take you right after Shirley. We're doing some investigation on Shirley during the break. Can you hang on, James?
You bet.
Okay, man. Thank you very much. Now, Shirley, we will get back to you. We want to call the shop, and we want to try to help you out, so I want you to hold on. 303-713-TALK is our number. We have our guests on elderly care and more.
If your business is healthcare, you care about attracting the right customers. With 1 in 2 people looking to
Facebook
improve their
has
health.
blocked Apple. Wow, this is huge.
What do you mean, blocked them?
Well, hold on. I'm trying to get to the freaking story. It's one of these stupid...
Did you see that story about
I can't get to it.
The FaceTime?
Oh, you got to pay the...
I have to pay.
So when you call in,
Facebook enters its second day of chaos after Apple blocked its internal company.
It just automatically...
Yeah, let's see.
I don't even know what the hell that means.
Let's test that, Apple. Call me FaceTime. I won't answer. See if you can watch and listen to me.
Well, if you press the down arrow, it'll answer, and then see if she can answer.
Hey,
So, like, when you reject the call,
Yes.
when it's coming in on FaceTime, it's supposed to activate the call on their side, then they can hear you.
Oh, yeah. That
Okay,
bug.
so how do I reject
Some, like,
it?
14-year-olds
I think they said hit
playing
the down
Xbox.
arrow.
Like, I don't know. This is how you reject the call right there.
Yeah.
That's how I reject it. Okay, I rejected it, so let's see what happens. If it's going to disconnect, or are you going to be able to see me?
No, it's got to be on the group one, doesn't it? I think it's got to be on the group FaceTime.
I tried every which way and could not find it.
It's got to be on group FaceTime.
It disconnected. Yeah. But no one, just so you know, no one presses the down on an Apple phone when you get a call. To ignore it, you press this one. But why would you go volume down? Are they saying that just by the odd coincidence, if you happen to press volume down?
It's group FaceTime, though. It's not regular FaceTime.
But aren't they this? What is
I've
group?
never done it.
I have no
I've
idea.
never done
I don't have my
knowledge as an issue.
Do you have
They're
an
coming
Apple?
out with an item.
I just don't. I've tried to make it work that way. I've tried.
Oh, he knows it?
See, I can't make it work.
He's listening, so he had to tell you guys.
Hey, John, call in if you know the deal.
Or tell him have him call you and tell you how we can do it right now. I'd like to know how to do it.
I won't buy iPhones, man. Those little Chinese kids commit suicide building them.
Oh, yeah.
They have nets around the building. It's
What's it called? Foxconn?
Foxconn.
Yeah, they jump off the building so that... Because they make them stand and do the exact same job. So if you're in
For like
charge
18 hours
of putting
a day.
this little piece
They
in,
live
that's
there.
all you do. Put this little piece.
Not only that, then you go eat the same place,
They end
sleep
up
at the
with
same place.
arthritis, and they're just like this at the end, and then...
I don't want to know that.
When Tom got his new iPhone 10 or whatever, there was like a little fortune cookie thing in there. He pulled it out and said, "Help me, they're killing me."
Yeah, so what they do is they actually put nets around Foxconn.
So what did he say? How do we do it?
Yeah, they put nets around, so when you jump, you end up falling into the net. So they save...
So it's nice to see you ladies are helping little Chinese kids.
Stop it!
So what they do then is they pull them out of the net and then put them back on the line again.
They literally, they do. They pick them up from the net and bring them back up. And they dock them paying for jump.
Exactly. Get back, bitch! They're only making $2 an hour.
No, it's true as hell.
Google it.
60 Minutes or Prime Time, one of them.
Supposedly they changed that.
No, they did by putting the nets there.
No,
prior to the nets, they would hit the ground.
They thought it was like a fair ride, jumping in the nets.
People hate hearing it. I mean, they really do because they love their iPhones. So that's all right. Hey, they're only Chinese kids, right, ladies? Huh?
I'm going to get a different
If you want to do conscientious buying, then you ought to extend that to. I'll bet you we find a lot of objectionable stuff with a lot of stuff we own.
Well, first of all, these are all South Korea. Samsung is the bomb.
So it's okay if South Koreans jump.
They don't. They get paid a normal wage.
Tommy, you misunderstood. She has both
I don't buy those North
She
Korean
got
folks.
queens, and then the one she bought.
Those North Korean folks are.
What?
That's slave labor.
Okay.
They have hungry dogs out there. You don't work there.
Finish your story. She was taking too long to tell it.
Really
See, and now I'm going to tell you something. I'll have people
there's nothing
all
better
day
than
long say,
Noxatril.
let people talk, and then I say they would take 3 hours. to
transform your life in the
You can't
bedroom
just
once
let
and for
people
all.
talk.
You should make an example of
Powerful
one.
results that increase your blood.
One whole entire 15-minute segment. You'll know what she had for breakfast, how she ties her shoes,
And take advantage
her third husband's middle name.
I would like to do FaceTime
Now,
Live
to
to
get a
take
free
phone
bottle of
calls.
Noctatril, call
Once a week,
800-993-0840.
we would have some fun.
800
And have Dan, no, if you have Dan film it, we'll never get it on. We need that.
He'll hit stop.
You'll shut off the camera.
Right as Trump calls it. Once to stop.
No, and I buried the bodies under cliff. Steps out there.
And then we opened the vault. Did you watch Geraldo when he did that live way back when? Al Capone's, and there was like a Pepsi can.
No, like an old bottle.
It was like, how they hyped up this prime time Al Capone's vault, sold advertising beyond belief, and there's a fucking Coke can in there. It was unbelievable.
You will not get there was nothing in cells
Nothing.
unless they are extracted.
Oh, that Tom called that lady.
I can't emphasize that enough.
Gal
People are
got
wasting
from the
money
Bruce
all
got
over the
down.
metro
He
area.
called her.
Ruined
Oh,
living fair.
yeah.
If you're looking for
Oh,
true
what?
living standards,
I don't know. She said, give me a call and I'll tell you what happened.
We'll get her on. This will be. We just did it. Go tell her to get on. What are you waiting for? My God, man.
9201.
He wasn't going to tell us till after the show.
Surgery today.
Tell Suzanne to get him on.
My nerve burns. Yeah.
Medical chiropractic.
That's very cool.
I suffered for 3 years.
How did they do it?
She's gonna. We'll talk to her, but she's gonna. I want 7,500.
C4, 5, 6.
Frank Duran, the real estate man, whether buying or selling. Thermal ablation.
We
3, 4,
literally
5,
work to
6.
earn your business every single day. We do not hold you to a long-term contract.
You won't believe the level of service when you list your home.
We send in a cleaning crew and a virtual tour crew right outside.
Still fighting.
I was just showing her the article. She didn't know how long.
Oh, no, it's absolutely. They've gotten a little better, but it's like, it's technically not slave labor because they don't have to work.
Factories workers made roughly $255 to $283 a month.
And they live and sleep there in a lot of
But the
cases.
settlement from my
It's like a camp, really.
Live your life the way you
Why
Anyway,
do you-
I'm an ostriches.
And here's what really kills me. You know how much it costs to put one of those together, even the newest and greatest? It's like $50. They sell them for $1,000 because they can build them for nothing.
But is it really only that much?
Oh, they're dirt cheap. Or is it less? No, the components are dirt cheap. Now, when they come out with a new chip, Motorola or whoever they're, or Intel,
Motorola, I think.
It'll be a little more, but
255 divided by, even if you say 300, that's a 300. That's $10 a day. Is what they make for what?
people build them.
They're Foxconn.
But they only make that if they're, in fairness, they're only making that if they're stitching clothes or making widgets.
So the average worker makes between $255 to $283 US dollars a month.
A month?
A month.
Text the nationwide keyword, cash.
$10 a day for 18 hours.
You'll get a text confirming entry,
Wow.
plus iHeartRadio info. Standard data and message rates apply in this.
Yeah, I know. We can complain about our country a lot.
And you
but
wonder
my
why.
God,
You wonder why.
beautiful place.
Is the Troubleshooter Show.
Oh.
Now, Tom Martino.
But I bet if you looked at a bunch of stuff, you would find.
Yeah, I don't know. Conscientious investing is hard. Hi, I'm Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. I'm a consumer advocate here in town more than 40 not more than 40 years, almost 40 years here in town, but over 40 years if you count everything. And what I love, the reason I say that is you can trust that I will know something about what you're calling about or know how to find the expert, and that's what we love doing. So we want to help you. 303-713-TALK. That's the number, no matter where you call from. You can call also 303-MARTINO 24/7, 303-627-8466. Shirley had a vacuum problem. This is an example of what we do, and she said, I didn't like it. I went to this place, they said $215 to fix this old vacuum. Can I have that again? And I paid the $215 and got, she didn't tell us this. She said I called and canceled, but they said it was too late or something, but I could trade it in on a new vacuum. So Suzanne talked to her off the air just for time's sake. And I guess she paid the $215 and got her old vacuum back, repaired, plus she got a new vacuum, I think. Shirley, I just want to ask you this. You have the old vacuum, and you paid $215 for that repair?
No. When they...
hold on. Let me just ask. You do not have your old vacuum?
Well, I've sold it since then.
Okay, I see.
And the lady I sold it to, she took it to her repair shop. They charged her $70 to replace the fan, the light.
Did you get it back? Did you get the old vacuum before it was repaired by that shop, or did you pay the $215 to have it repaired?
I paid to have it repaired because they said that.
But even after you paid, $215, your friend had to pay another $70 to get it fixed.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
So that friend now has a vacuum, your old vacuum, and out of curiosity, you just spent $215 on it and sold it. What did you get for it?
I actually, because I agreed to buy another vacuum, I ended up paying in the end $155 because he applied 50 of that towards the new vacuum, or 60 of that towards the new vacuum.
No, what did you sell your old one for?
I sold it for $100 because
okay, I got you. Okay. Okay, so you bought a new one from this shop then?
Right.
And what did you ultimately pay for the new one after you subtracted all the discounts and trade-ins? What was actually out of pocket for this new one?
Out of pocket for the new vacuum itself was $499.99.
What kind was it? What was it?
It's a Mila.
Oh, a Mila. Oh, that's
canister.
Yeah, that's not bad.
Now, now I paid $499 for that, plus I paid $155 for the cleaning that they did on my vacuum,
right?
Which was all basically they did on the vacuum that I took in.
Okay.
So it was a total of $693.
I understand that, $693. I understand, but really, it's too late to go back after all of that. Right now, you got rid of that old vacuum, and you spent money on it, and then got rid of it and got $100 for it. And right now you have a new Mila for $499.99, which, by the way, I think is overpriced as a vacuum. It's not overpriced as a Mila, but I also believe you could have done way better.
I'd like to know what model number is it? I'm really curious on this.
I can give that to you, but Tom, I'm surprised she even bought a new vacuum from them after all the miscommunication on the first one.
I don't know why she did. I don't know why she did, and I don't know why you're calling, by the way. When did you buy this?
She's upset that she sold it to her friend that now needs to do more stuff after she already spent money apparently fixing it up.
No?
No, that's not the issue.
See, that's the problem. We don't know what the issue is.
I felt
her dog ran
away.
away.
Underhanded, and first of all, you know, saying that I still needed to pay even though I canceled the work order, and then
yeah, but you should have complained then. How long ago was this?
I did.
You called us.
I couldn't complain to you. No, I didn't complain to you then. Just because I had bigger things going on in my life than that. The energy, this was like at the bottom of my list.
This is July 2018. All you really want, here we're at that point.
All I really want is for people to know how this company treats their customers, because I think that they underhandedly charge me too much money, and then they cornered me. I felt like I was cornered because now I either pay $215 for just cleaning the bottom plate of my vacuum, or
you have to
that
buy
I
a
need
new
to buy
one.
another vacuum.
Okay.
And all they really applied was $60.
Enough
for
said,
the
Shirley.
new vacuum.
Shirley, enough said. You said it correctly. You want to let people know, and that's
Right.
one function of this show. You had an unpleasant experience. I fully still don't understand it, because why did they apply $60 to a new vacuum? Because they didn't get that vacuum. You sold that vacuum to your friend, but they still gave you a trade-in.
They did. They gave me the $60 towards the service of the vacuum.
Oh, okay.
So
That's
the
why it was
service
only $155. I got it.
They're $249, free 2-day shipping on Amazon. Her exact model.
So they double dinged her.
They killed her.
You know, Shirley,
they ripped her face off.
Shirley, they did rip you off. Shirley, you know what? They did.
Other vacuum companies.
They did rip you off, Shirley. They ripped you off,
Yeah.
Shirley. Okay, I agree. In my opinion, they ripped you off. So more than vacuums, I think as a courtesy, we should call in case they want to say something. But we would like to tell them that they double charged her for a vacuum, not to mention the $155 service call. You said they deducted $60. So she paid $155 to clean an old one and $499 on a new one. I think they ripped her off, Suzanne. Can you call and just tell them that as a courtesy, this woman called to express her dismay, and would they like to comment? That's all we need.
I will, Tom.
Okay.
I've never owned one of these fancy name vacuums. I always buy the Shark or whatever.
Well, Shark is a great name.
I'm sure you have those.
And so is
Seriously,
Dyson.
Over time, if you own one of these Melees or whatever.
Okay. No, but I've come in. No, I don't think.
Are they worth this upcharge?
No, they're not.
Okay.
No. Neither is Hoover. Or like the old, what was the old one they charged so much for?
Oric.
No. Oric was overcharged, too overexpensive. Kirby. That's
door to door.
Where a woman one time paid $4,000 for one. $4,000.
Need to get into the Kirby business.
You know, there are so many overpriced things. But the more overpriced they are, the more people have to get together with you and talk you into it. That's why it requires a meeting or an in-home visit to extract money. You're not going to go and get on like Amazon and pay $4,000 for a Kirby. Mike, welcome to the show. What's going on with you, Mike?
Hello?
What's happening?
I called you about a year and a half ago in regard to a case I have in probate with a home. It's basically I own 2/3 of the home, and the other individual owns a third, but won't let me get an appraisal or inspection on the home.
Yeah, and I think you're in Houston, right?
Correct.
Yeah, and I think what we said was this is considered like a partnership, meaning that you didn't have an agreement prior to this. This was thrust upon you in an estate. Is that right or not?
Yes, it's an estate with 2/3 is mine, a third hers.
And why did they do it that way? Why did they do 2/3 and a third, or did you inherit another third from another part?
Yeah,
heir?
my other sister. There's 3 of us. She said that the house is yours. I'm going to sign it over to you, my third.
Okay, why did she say it was yours? Were you living there taking care of it?
Yes, I've been living there most all my life with my father until he passed away.
And you were taking care of your dad. I remember this case explicitly, and the other person was giving you trouble. I think, is it your sister?
Yeah, well, of course, yeah, what you think we'd call a sister, yeah.
Okay, and so I think what I said was you have to go, in the absence of an agreement, there are things called general partnership laws and dissolution. Because, like, in Colorado, let's say you guys, we did stuff together, and then we had no way to, there was no partnership agreement, the laws of Colorado would take over. So you have laws in Texas regarding partnerships. And if you go by that process, you can dissolve the partnership. And then you don't want to sell it, so instead, in lieu of selling it, you would simply do what they say to do, but you be the buyer.
Mm-hmm.
But I told you this before, so why haven't you done it?
Well, because the thing was, I contacted a bank in regard to it. They said, we will loan money once you get an appraisal.
Oh, yeah. And also, they won't loan it until you own it.
They said we want to know what the value is before we loan money on a pig and a poke.
Now, Mike, did you get it transferred out of your dad's name into the two of you?
No, it's never gone through there. It's in the whole thing is
the probate is still the probate is in limbo.
For the most part, what does the sister want? She wants to try to sell it at auction.
She wants to try to sell it for her third. Does she acknowledge she only has a third?
Oh, yeah, she does, but she's trying to sell it at auction.
I understand. She can't sell it at auction without your cooperation, but why don't you say this? Hold on. Why not do this? Why don't you guys agree to get 3 appraisals? Now, listen carefully.
That's right.
And then you throw out the top and you throw out the bottom and you keep the middle. That's how you almost always keep it honest. And then
she's not.
And then you pay her for her third. Are you prepared to, first of all, is the house free and clear?
Yeah, it's been paid for years.
Okay. Do you acknowledge you would owe her money?
Yeah.
So now we're only at how much?
A third the value of the house.
I know. What does she think? What does she think it's worth?
She wants me to make her an offer. How can you make an offer when you really don't know?
Then you have to get an appraisal.
I don't understand why this is so tough.
Well, Mike.
Well, I don't either.
Mike, you got to listen to me. If you called me for help, you have to trust me. Why didn't you get an appraisal?
Well, if the executive won't allow it, how do I force it?
What do you mean an executive? Who? What do you mean executive?
The executor. She's the executor. I kept saying I want to get the appraisal.
No. Hold on. You don't need her permission to get that house appraised. You own 2/3 of it.
He must be saying he doesn't want to pay for an appraisal.
Oh, no, I have no problem. I'm just saying...
Mike, listen. You live in the house. You own...
No, I do. Not anymore.
Why?
They kicked me out.
Who's they?
The judge signed off to have me evicted.
Are you sure you own 2/3? Are you sure?
Positive, 100%. There's me and 2 other sisters. My other sister said, my third is yours.
Okay, she has to do more than say that. Did she transfer it in writing?
Well, she went to I guess an attorney, and he signed it and notarized it.
And okay, so you have that paper.
Yes, I do.
Okay, fine.
They said that doesn't cut it.
Who says that?
So I see again. I don't know the legalese. Someone just said other things have to be done in order for it to
Mike, that's all. If she's in error and she's surrendering it to you, that's all that has to be done. There's no deed. There's nothing because it hasn't been deeded yet. Now, does the 1/3 sister? Just hold on. Mike, I don't think you're listening. I don't really think you are. I think you're frustrated, but you're not listening because I will tell you a definite way to proceed. Okay? Better yet, I'll tell you what I would do, because I don't want to tell you what to do. 303-713-TALK.
So I assume they're renting it out then.
We need to get to that update before she
This
drops
report is
out.
sponsored by P3 Portable
Is it good?
Packs. The more interest...
It's 1 minute.
Extremely good.
Are you teasing?
I'm teasing you.
Is
That's
it
how we're
really
supposed
good,
to do
though?
it. It's good. You're going to probably say, that's not what he said. Is that a good tease?
One of the questions I would ask him is it still in probate?
He said it's never been transferred out of his dad's name, and it's still in probate. That's exactly what he said.
So she's the executor, so that's why she got kicked him out. She's the executor.
No.
Do that.
How can she do that? She
If
can't.
he has 2/3.
He allowed her to.
Or he tried to tune her up or something, and he got an order, judge.
The executor has no special power over assets.
10 seconds.
I know, but if they went and rented it out
Nuts are
and
high
you
in
did,
protein to keep you going while you're out and about.
Okay, guys, hold
Or
on.
the more
I gotta
interesting
do
way to
this.
get...
Pro Auto Care is your car nanny. You know, when you go to Pro Auto Care, you get more than just a visit for maintenance and repairs. What you get is the help of Pro Auto Care for that problem. Then you get a 36,000-mile roadside assistance. That means that if anything goes wrong after you leave there, you get their help and their warranty on whatever they did. So virtually in between every repair, you're part of their family with roadside assistance. They also text you whatever you need when you need it based on the mileage you drive, like your nanny. I call them your car nanny. Give them a call at 303-PRO-AUTO to find out more. 303-PRO-AUTO. They have 2 locations. They have one in Denver near Evans and I-25, and then one near Bowles and Santa Fe in Littleton. 303-PRO-AUTO on the website is 303proauto.com. Let's think about customization, presented by Liberty Mutual Insurance.
Liberty Mutual customizes your auto insurance so you don't give it away.
What's frustrating, here's something I hear from callers, and they don't really mean anything. It says, I tried. There, honest to God, is no trying. You didn't try. What does he mean by I tried? He thought about it one day. What did he actually do? He said he tried. How do you try to get an appraisal? How do you do that?
Oh, you're right.
How do you try?
Unless somebody's already in there renting it out.
Doesn't matter.
You can.
Well, you can't,
Yeah.
if there's somebody in there renting it out, you can't let the
And he
appraiser.
absolutely can. He absolutely can. He has reasonable access to that
Do or
property.
do not. There is no try.
But he can't just do it like in the middle of the night. He has to be reasonable, but he has access to that property. But the guy is not doing anything.
But I wonder, can't the executor say I have the fiduciary responsibility to get the most for this asset and stuff? So that's why he probably
He owns 2/3 of it.
Right, but she wants to get the full.
He could say, what are you going to rent it for? I'll give you a third every month.
You're right, something like that. And I
But he
wonder if
didn't.
he just got kicked out. So.
He needs to get an attorney and stop messing around. What's the number again? 831? What's the number?
Ours?
Yeah.
713 here. 713-43. Oh no, I'm sorry. That's my help number. It's a 713-TALK 6255. 303-713-8255. This number right here in this studio.
You need Joseph A. Lazara, criminal defense attorney with an emphasis on DUI.
And you could go on Zillow and get a rough estimate.
Yeah. Zillow would give a rough estimate.
You know, but you could do it too.
They've been so far off. They're on with some, but man, they keep you.
Right. Well, you got to go around looking and look, do your own stuff.
What's that?
They've been close.
You think so?
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean,
They're close on my house.
yeah, good. They're not on everything I find.
That I'm in right now.
They're not.
Because we had it appraised.
Actually, you know, appraisals all over the place too.
I don't find them close on everything, but let's see.
That's true, not on everything.
I think appraisers are, that's kind of a joke too.
You think?
Oh, I do. I've seen it. I mean, that's
Adults who have crooked teeth and always wanted to deal with
Zest today.
Tommy,
Well, where's the zest?
I talked to the vacuum people. They're actually good people.
Good.
So I have an update.
Widen your palate, take
They all
care
come
of
on?
jaw alignment, help you with TMJ.
But you should get Dot up there on that broom.
Natural means
So
in
wrong.
2 years or less, way cheaper than getting a mouthful of veneers. Our orthodontics and TMJ, 303-690-0100. 303-690-0100.
A long drive or the winning drive. Wins the game and your morning drive. Ross Kaminsky.
Always listen to him on the way into work. That's a good start.
Mornings 5 to 10 on 630 KHOW, Denver's talk station.
I'm Tom Martino, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. So Mike inherited a house with his sisters. He ended up with 2/3 of it. One sister said, so he has 2/3. His other sister, who's the executor, has 1/3. She kicked him out of the house. He was living there taking care of his dad.
Are they renting the house out, Mike?
No, it's vacant. It's been for a year.
Okay. There was no reason to kick you out. You didn't have to leave. I don't know why you did. I don't want to get into it, okay? I'm sure that you got all kinds of wrong advice. There was no reason for you to leave. And if she was interested in making money for the estate, she would have rented it out, or she would have demanded 1/3 of the rent to her from you. So, are there any other assets?
Yeah, quite a bit. I'm waiting to get these certified tax returns. What they
Like,
have
how
cost
much
turnover.
in money do you have coming?
I should have hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Okay. In addition to the house?
Yes.
Now, she's not denying you that, right?
No, she's saying there's nothing, but I've got a court order in order for her to produce the certified tax returns, but she's refusing to do it. There's no date set for her to do it.
Wait, she is saying that, wait a minute. She is saying there's zero value, no money.
As far as assets, you know what they do? They call the accounting and the inventory.
I want to know, did he have any cash?
He had a lot of investments, yes.
Okay. Now, Mike, you need an attorney.
I have one, but he didn't know what he's doing.
Then you need one. Then you need one who knows what he's doing. Okay, I'm tired of you just, every time I tell you something, you give me a negative. Like you said, you tried to get it appraised. What does that mean? Did you call an appraiser and say, I'd like to hire you to appraise this property? That's trying. That's trying. What did you do?
The attorney I had, over and over, I said...
Okay, never mind. Mike, forget it. Mike, forget it. It's time to assert yourself. Here's what you do. You say to the attorney, no matter what, I'm going to have money, and I'm going to have to take out a loan, no matter what. This is how you say it. No matter what, I will have to take out a loan to buy my sister's 1/3. Do you have income, Mike?
Yes, I do.
Okay, do you have credit?
Yeah, it's about $750.
Okay, that's good. Now, you're going to say this to an attorney. When we get you one, we're going to find you a good one. You're going to say, and you're in Houston, right?
Correct.
Okay, I used to be on KTRH there. I know all kinds of...
Yes, I heard. I've been listening to you for years.
I know, man, we got some good attorneys in Houston. So, here's what we'll do. You say, I know I'm going to have a loan to buy out my sister. I'm going to put a little more money in to pay legal fees. So, you need to put a lien on the estate for your fees. And I'll sign a promissory. That's what you do. That's what you have to do for fees.
So I can put a lien on this now?
Yeah, you can put a lien on the estate. Yes, they can put a lien on the estate.
I need to. That's exactly what I need to do.
But hold on. But that's for an attorney to represent you. The attorney then, listen to this, it's like putting a lien on the divorce. Well, like when there are assets in a divorce, but you need help. I took the 15, right there, Grant, General Grant? Okay, I thought I saw you making motions to me. Okay, so what we do is then we get you an attorney, but here's the process. You get an appraisal of the home, and you then make a motion to the court to buy it from your sister, her 1/3, and that's it. You own 2/3, and you're going to vote to sell it to you. But an attorney has to help you, and we will help you and make the entree. I wonder if Yoakum could do this. Gerald, he's a good guy down there in Houston. Gerald Yoakum. I knew him. Here's what I'll do. I won't do it on the air, but I'll do it off the air and try to get you hooked up. You need to simply buy her 1/3, but she's going to be owed for 1/3. That's it. And that's what you do. And I don't know why you haven't done that yet. See, but I don't want to hear excuses because we're just going to move forward. All right? Why didn't you do anything after you got off the phone with me last time?
The attorney, you go to the professional, and he just didn't know what he was doing.
All right, fair enough. Hold on, Suzanne, get his contact information.
Will do, Tom.
Let's help this guy out. And then meanwhile, we'll look up Gerald Yoakum and see if he's still if he does any of this. Okay, so DAF has an update on Veo.
Remember that call, Tom, with the Paradise was a subcontractor of Veo who was paid by Medicare for transportation services?
That's a big one. The attorney called her, was pissed off. We'll get to that. Shirley has an update as well.
No, I have an update, Tom,
Mark,
for her.
which one do you want me to take, Mark? Because I saw you making motions.
Where's the woman that, Dan, you were talking about?
She hung up.
Well, let's just talk about it.
See, this pisses me off. I spend a lot of time serving that guy for her. She can't come on and get an update. She's about to get on the bad side.
No, she was on hold for a long time. That's not her fault. Shirley, I'll take you. Go ahead.
I'm sorry, Tom. Dot is on 7. I'm sorry, with the auction house.
Okay, Dot, we helped you serve the guy and all of that. I just want to bring people up to date. Bruin's Auction Gallery sold something. They lied to her and said it wasn't sold on consignment when it really was sold. He owes her money. He admits it. He said he doesn't have it. Plus, he lied to her. So he was cheating her, and he was lying to her. We know this. I can state that as fact. So, what happened? Mark went and served him. The guy tried to beat Mark up and was kicking him and doing everything. And Dan, as an astute journalist, shut off the camera at the juiciest time of our Facebook. The juiciest time. He says, oh, yeah, lunch break, I think, or a 20-minute union break. But in any case, Dot, here's the bottom line. What is going on? Can somebody give me an update? Or is Dot giving us the update? Oh, he called you, right, Dot?
Right, he called me this morning.
Tom Bruin called you. What did he say?
He told me that he didn't know where the sculpture was.
What? Is he still saying he didn't sell it?
He literally told me yesterday, that it was sold. He didn't have the money to pay her. It couldn't have been any more plain.
It says on his website.
So this guy, maybe he's got dementia or something. There's got to be an issue with this guy.
All right, let's talk. What do you think, Dot? What did he say he will do for you?
He said, I can't find it. He said his people have searched through the whole auction gallery, can't find it.
Because he sold it.
Okay.
No kidding, he can't find it.
So then what, Dot?
And again, I said, so you did not sell it, right? And he said, no, I didn't sell it.
Oh, man, this is crazy.
And I said, okay, so what do you think happened to it? He said, well, it could have gotten mixed up with other people's stuff.
Okay. So, did you tell him you saw it sold on his website?
No, I have not told him that.
Okay, good. So what did he say?
So,
how did he leave it, though? I mean, did he say you better lay off or call off the dogs or anything or what?
He told me he wanted to go ahead and pay me $800, which was like, he called it some term, some like the lowest amount that he would pay, or
whatever.
I don't know, the minimal, whatever. He wanted to pay me that, and I said, I don't know what you're talking about.
So then
I don't remember any agreement like that.
Then what?
So then he did say that he had it advertised online across the country.
Well, as long as he's going to pay you, you don't care about any of that.
Yeah, but I want more than $800. The thing is worth a whole lot more than that, and I never.
What did the website say it sold for? Let's get the reality.
Well, I don't know for sure. I mean, it looks like
it did say. Listen, you
$1,100.
You said you were willing to put a $3,000 value on it. That's what you said you were willing to do. And then you were going to get what percentage of that? Just do the math.
Well, it was 3 to 4. I said if it goes below 3 to 4, I want the statue.
But none of that's in writing.
But here's what I'm saying. Okay, this is what I'm saying. If you can get $800, I would take it and run.
And you can't, when you show up to court, you can't have it numerous ways. If you're going to say, look, here's the proof he sold it for $1,100, that's going to be the basis of what you're looking for.
Right.
But it's worth so much more, and I never agreed.
But you didn't set a minimum.
What was it really worth? You told us yourself it was worth around $3,000.
No. I told you it was appraised at $26,000.
Yes, you did, and then you said, but in reality, you agreed to $3,000. You told us that.
I said that between 3 and 4. If it
Shirley,
was below that.
Shirley, good luck in your quest. We have gone far enough.
Let us know how the court goes. I do want to know.
Let us know when you lose that battle, okay? I'm sorry. I think he's a scumbag. We're on your side. But when consumers start getting unreasonable, you know what? If you can get the $800, I don't even think you can get it. If you can get it, you should kneel down and thank everything holy. That's what you should do, and just take the money. 303-713-TALK.
God, people start getting crazy.
She sued him for $7,500. I'm just going, I don't even know what the hell she's doing.
Well, that's the maximum.
I know that. You say Excel services, it's 30, and it's a 30. What did you say?
That's exactly what I
piece of cold jewelry in the appraisal.
Okay, guys, I have to do the spot for Excel services. Suzanne, I'm going to watch after this.
Done by Cynthia Vasquez, that's adding up the problems there.
So you're saying a house appraisal means nothing?
Well, why would this appraisal shift statute means nothing? Because the statute's no longer around, and there's only one appraisal.
Up the hike, it's for U.S.
So she can get another appraisal from it. Those are made.
And an appraisal doesn't mean what it's sold for.
Of course not. But appraisal, just like you say, a
no,
house appraisal doesn't mean it's sold for that.
Comps are more powerful. Appraisal means shit. It means jack shit.
Not all the time.
I said jack shit.
None of it's accurate.
Do you see how loud I'm talking?
Make it to the finish line with P3 portable protein packs with meat, cheese, and nuts.
No, I don't know where you get your thing on that.
Perfect for on the go.
Okay, guys.
Grab the more interesting way to get your protein. P3.
Hey, Suzanne, what would you say one of the smartest decisions you made recently? Huh? I know. And I've been using them, 10, 12, 15 years? Excel services. You will never find a better place to clean your house. Locally owned and operated, in business 25 years, bonded, insured, workers' comp. They're the real deal, and they truly are honest, they're ethical, they're thorough. You will love them. Excel Cleaning Services, and you can find them on the referral list at referrallist.com, 303-683-3470.
Unemployment rate is at a
That go over?
Yes, way over.
People who want to work are way over.
How do you fix that when he goes over as far as
It's just tough. That's all we can do. Don't worry about it. We'll just come back.
iHeartMedia can help you spread the
Let
word.
the music play forever.
So what will the other people hear in the stations? What will they hear? Will they hear me in middle sentence? Or
Did he go over?
I went over.
So you went over.
So it'll come back early. They'll come back early.
They'll come back while they're doing commercials. The biggest problem is if he make sure KHW does not play. Follow? That's the biggest problem.
You mean the ID, right?
The call letters will pop.
And cabinetry. Mitch Fleury at the Art of Granite will keep your price on the phone.
You follow what I'm saying? That's the biggest issue. The rest of the shit we can live with.
Inexpensive it is compared to others. He's a direct stone importer. He only charges for fabrication and installation.
Could you, when you see Michael Brown later, would you tell him that Tom needs some help trying to get these spots down on time, please?
But he tears out and hauls away.
He's no rush.
No one is better.
Actually, she should tell him.
For some reason, he's always on time and you're not around.
I know.
If he doesn't show up to court,
You know what
she's
kind of
got it.
granite or stone or marble or whatever.
That's true. You're absolutely right.
Of course I'm absolutely right. When have I been wrong, Mark?
Oh my God.
Yeah.
HDLP.
And you know what? He won't show.
He'd be crazy not to show.
Oh, come on. Price, artofgranite.net, 303.
God, he was so mad.
5919.
Are you?
He was out of his skin. He wanted to just clobber me.
You love, afraid to laugh.
It's not a rental. I own it, you stupid ass.
Out in public.
I'm not trying to get a zest in it.
I believe that you deserve a smile that you can be proud of, so you can.
Why do they call it a rental? I own this rental? Why would they say that?
And that your mouth is healthy.
Hot damn. Yeah, baby.
I invite you to my office for
1.8.
where you can find out for yourself if you're comfortable.
I just want, David Salisbury's going to call in at noon. He's on the
square
Henry.
footage off.
In one convenient location.
They got the square footage off.
Do you have any hot leads yet?
If you feel safe.
You said it was recently sold. What is this all about?
That is kind of recent. How long ago did you buy it?
2 years.
It's not. I don't know.
Call me. I'll take great care of you.
If you're looking for a safe place to take care of
Edit
all
facts.
your dental needs, call Barrett's Dental at 303-731-1308.
Well, so they have square footage off.
Denver Stock Station.
Online at jhow.com.
How many square feet is it?
Guys with a few health glitches for life insurance in the past year.
Actually, if you pull that KHW, the timing's probably about right then, right?
Other health glitches, you're probably paying way too much. If you have any doubts about your current term life insurance policy, call your provider.
You the man.
They'll buy this from you.
In just a few minutes how much you
How do they buy it? Why do they buy it?
you can save
Hey,
your
Daphne.
lifetime life.
You remember that time you tried to give the car to that lady that had no driver's license?
Type 2 diabetes, $1 million.
Why, Mark? Why do they?
$200 per
That's
month,
just
and
funny
you
shit,
may not
man.
even need an
Just ask her about the bombing in Korea.
savings you deserve on life insurance.
Remember that time we were bombing North Korea?
Speak with Big Lou at 800-965-6698. 800-965-6698.
I walk in one day.
They
She's serious
forecast
as
this appreciation at 4% a year.
Call 800.
How's it still? I don't. Am I missing something? Because I think real estate has topped out.
Remember the time you tried to have that homeless woman move into your house to clean it?
Oh shit, I do.
Tom Martino here, 303-713 Talk. All right, so
we have an update on the vacuum thing. Now, we just updated that other one on the ruin thing, or on the Bruin thing. Bruin is ruin. Bruin, they suck. Don't ever use Bruin's auction gallery. They suck.
I can't believe how he lied. He literally told me yesterday he had no money to pay anybody. He's going out of business, worst time of his life, blah, 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 blah.
And then he said he sold it and didn't have the money. Now he said he can't find it. He didn't sell it.
And his website says it's sold. The guy's
but
crazy.
He says he'll give her money. But Shirley called on a vacuum because she just really wanted to let people know. That's what she wanted to do. She wanted to let people know about this shop because she felt flim-flammed. She took her vacuum in. It needed a cleaning. They said it was going to be $215. They lowered it to $155. She was upset with them because she had told them not to do it. Right after she said okay and do it, she called right back. She thought they were pressuring her. And then, in addition to that, she got talked into buying a new one. She thought she was sadly overpriced. She paid $499. and it was worth about, well, not worth, who knows what it's worth, but you can find them on Amazon all day long for half of that. So anyway, we asked Suzanne simply as a courtesy to call this place just to even out the score and let them at least have a comment. And the place we're talking about, Suzanne, is what?
More Than Vacuums, Tom.
Okay, and what did they have to say?
So I spoke to Haas there. He was very nice and helpful.
Okay.
The only thing, there's two things, Tom. First thing that didn't add up is she said she called and approved the work. Their notes say she stopped in and approved the work 10 days after she dropped it off.
Okay.
So that was a little weird, but
yeah.
But he did tell me that they warranty the vacuums with serial number, not by customer name, and that her friend could have brought the vacuum in there, and if it was warranty work, they would have fixed it under warranty for her.
It wasn't. It was additional work. What I guess what she meant was she wouldn't have had the work done.
I'm not really sure what Shirley wants. They seem very helpful for 6 months later.
But anyway, she wanted to let people know. What did they say about the price, or you didn't ask them about it?
I didn't really ask him about that since she agreed to the price.
Right, that's right. So Shirley, she wanted your friend to know. They wanted you to know that the repairs they did were under warranty. I mean, if we have to pull anything from that conversation, that's what it is. Now, another update, and this is from our deputy Dav, the pit bull with lipstick. We had this call from Veo, from an attorney who said, hey, we can't get paid from Veo. Veo stopped using us because one of our vehicles fell out of inspection, and even though we want to get it inspected, they just ignore us now. I don't know what the story is. It sounded strange to me, but Veo is basically the dispatcher. Let's see, what is it? They're an aggregator. They take a bunch of transportation companies and dole out jobs, really, for Medicare. And Medicaid? No, Medicaid. Dav, what's the story? What did you find out from Veo?
Well, they have not had communication since April of 2018.
And they're saying that's their Veo. I mean, the client, not the client, the transportation company said Veo ignored them.
Exactly.
Okay.
No communication at all. I got in touch with the PR firm, and they have a meeting scheduled for Wednesday, face-to-face. First time since April of 2018.
And the attorney for the transportation company, the attorney is the one that came to us for help.
Exactly.
And he was pretty impressed.
He is very happy.
Because we cut through the red tape. Now, what happens at the meeting, we don't know. But they couldn't even get a meeting with these people. And here's what it was. They depend a lot on this Medicaid stuff that's paid by the government. They take people to and from visits to the hospital, to the doctor, and one of their vehicles was not inspected properly or on time or something. They acknowledged that. Okay, let's get it inspected. But after that, all communication ceased, and they stopped using that company altogether.
And the lawyer also tried to get in touch with senators and everyone to try to get someone to, and we were the ones who were able to do it.
The name of this transportation company that was complaining is Paradise?
Paradise LLC.
Now, Paradise is not the only one Veo was using. They just don't, and they don't expect to be. They just want to be one of them. But they could not get a call back. So this is a case where we helped a business. That's good news, right?
Yes, and we'll follow up next week.
Thank you, thank you. And James, welcome. What's going on? I noticed you've been waiting a while, James. I'm so sorry. What's happening with you, man?
Yeah, first of all, thanks for taking my call. I really appreciate it.
I hope we can help you.
Well, I think you can give me some clarity at least. I'm part of an HOA in the Boulder area, and my question is really regarding enforcement.
All right, go ahead.
Our HOA has not enforced some rules for 10, 15, and in some cases over 20 years since the inception of the HOA.
Yeah.
So my question is, if they have never enforced or haven't enforced for over a decade or more, do lashes come into play, and do they have the right to say to somebody at this point, now we've decided we're going to start enforcing this rule?
Well, first of all, not necessarily. Latches is misunderstood, okay? And in general, it says if things haven't been attended to, you lose your right, and that almost never happens, okay? It happens very seldom. So let's just get right to your issue. Can they all of a sudden enforce? Yes, they can. I mean, yeah, they can. Unless they have altered the rules by letting people stray. In other words, if they
have. That's
what I mean by this, if they allowed over the years 100 people to paint something a certain color, now all of a sudden they don't want that color, that could be an issue. It could be. But that's where the latches part is, with a specific incident that why all of a sudden. But why don't we explore what you're trying to do, okay? And the exact issue. Let's talk about that. Instead of latches and they're not enforcing, let's talk about what they're trying to do and how they have treated it in the past, okay? And we'll do it right after this.
Probably in the next hour we'll pitch replacement company and talk about. I want to ask you about some examples of
1 minute, Flexident 30.
Let's use her without paying.
270, got a crash blocking right.
Then I'm going to ask you about
270 after Vasquez, logging up the drive.
You've been in there for home health
side as
and
well.
found stuff.
Got a crash out west, eastbound I-70 near 6th Avenue, blocking left lane. Crash
where you
clear
brought
highway
on lights.
Florida. Look out for another wreck in Colorado.
I like this fucking Starbucks hat, man.
30 seconds, Flexident 30.
I hope you're going
Three-piece canyon, 4 rock ball mitigation.
You don't
Depending on
the
man.
oh yeah, we did this one case, we did this.
It's hard, man. I don't know.
Sitting at 39 when traffic was
And thanks, guys, for all this interruption, for putting up with it.
Make it to the finish line with P3 Portable Protein Pack. With meat, cheese, and nuts,
but if you took
it's high
somebody
in
like
protein
Bernie
and
as a
perfect
teacher,
for on the go. Perhaps a more interesting way to get your
Okay, guys.
with
Completely opposite.
It's critical that I tell you this. Flexident of Colorado.com. They're the best when it comes to paintless dent repair, and you can use them, and you should use them, and you better make a claim, because if you let it go a year after the incident, you lose your rights. And if you get a check and you didn't get it fixed, you have a year to get it fixed. Please call Flexident of Colorado.com, 303-619-6273, 619-6273, Flexident on my referral list.
what does he say about insurance? What type of insurance he wants to ban?
Yeah. All right. Hey, General Grant, we're having technical difficulties. Was that on, by the way, that Flexident commercial? Do you know? Was it on the air or not? Do you know? Oh, okay, good. Okay, so we're going to continue, and I just want you to know we're having a few little difficulties.
If you hear some weird stuff. Now, James, what is going on with your HOA?
Well, let me just give you one example.
Yes, go ahead.
The example is mailboxes. We live in a rural area. There's only about 50 houses, okay?
Okay.
It's a small HOA. And originally, you could only have a mailbox that was a brick podium, if you will.
Okay.
Okay, that's what's in there. Nothing on a post.
Gotcha.
Our area, since the day this came into play, meaning the HOA, we have mailboxes on posts that are metal, that are stone, that are cedar, those
I get you. Okay,
posts.
so you have other than brick. So now, what's the point?
Well, the point is the majority of the mailboxes here are not even brick, and they never have been, and they were never enforced.
Okay, so are they enforcing them now?
They want to, but it's been 25 years.
But here's what I want to know. Are they enforcing them the same on everyone?
They want to start doing that.
Okay, here's what I'm getting at. Let me just get right to it, James. If they say to the next guy, it better be brick, but they let everyone else slide, then they have a problem. If they say to everyone, retroactively, we're going to upgrade the mailboxes, they should have never been put in to begin with, then you're going to probably, if the homeowners agree to it, have to do it, unless you amend the laws and grandfather things in. So it really depends. Now, am I saying you can't fight it? You can fight it, and you could win under what you called latches, which really mean what you really mean is that we detrimentally relied on the HOA or the lack of enforcement of HOA. You see how weird that gets? It's just Yeah, so it's weird.
Well, let me say this. They're not asking anybody with a mailbox that is not to go back and change their mailboxes. Okay? They're just
you might be able listen, you might be able to win this. I mean, 20 years is a long time to come back and say, "Hey," especially if somebody bought it and they never even put it in there. I mean, it's
Right.
really weird.
He's going to be fighting it with his own money, though.
Yeah, and that's what you get to with an HOA. It's easier for you to try to get the HOA to change the law.
Right, and I understand what you're saying.
Through enforcement,
like
I mean to grandfather. In other words, you just say, "Hey, let's have a meeting." Do they have regular meetings?
Sort of.
Well, listen, this is important. Is the HOA a corporation?
Yeah.
Is it?
We've done all the things the state has asked us.
Who say we? Yeah. Who's we?
The HOA.
When was it resurrected, so to speak? When?
Oh, I don't know that it's ever been resurrected, but when it was built, it was 1996.
So you were there?
No, I wasn't there. But here's the funny thing, Tom. I used to be the president.
Okay, so bottom line is, why is this bothering you? Just get right to it.
It's bothering me because we've got people on the board now that are saying, "Oh, well, we're going to start doing this, and I'm like, guys, before I even got to be president, I've only been here for X number of years.
Just what is bothering you? You keep going off on the side trip. Tell me what's bothering you.
About 50% of the stuff that's in our HOA, CC&Rs has never been enforced.
Okay, well then you have to get it amended not to enforce them.
Okay, and that's what I was wondering. What needs to be done?
Well,
ultimately?
okay. I'm not telling you ultimately. I'm telling you the easiest way is to get a petition and get it amended. Just get enough people interested where you get a majority vote and get the bylaws amended where you grandfather in things that were not enforced or take them off completely and don't have any requirements for those particular things, like for mailboxes. Or you go to court on the latches theory, which, by the way, I don't mean to discount it. I just mean that it's harder. This is that it potentially can go to a court of appeals. The latches doctrine. You know, why fight a very difficult legal battle over latches, which means if it hasn't been enforced, there's undue delay, therefore there's a hardship, and have attorney's fees. Let me give you an idea of a latches thing. You're looking at minimum of $30,000 minimum. Just to get into court. Minimum. Okay? Because of the legal work in the background. I know how attorneys work. They're thinking, oh, my God, latches. Okay, good. Oh, there's a lot of fees. But if you go and say, I want to get a petition together, and I want to do this, and I want to do that, even if you hire an attorney to help you guys, rewrite things, you're looking at $2,000 or $3,000. I mean, why would you choose the other battle? So that's what you do. You either go to court under a doctrine and spend $30,000 minimum to fight, and then you're also going to spend the homeowners because they're going to assess the owners. If there are 50 owners and it costs them $50,000, you're going to be assessed $1,000. So you have to start thinking what is realistic. And I think I've said enough on that. Who should I take, Suzanne? Okay, I won't. Jesse, what's going on with Geico?
Okay, I hit a deer with my truck.
Ew.
I carry full coverage insurance, including towing. They took it to Caliber Collision. They said they could fix it for $5,000. And now they're trying to offer me $1,600 and total the truck out. Is that normal?
Hold on a sec. Hold on. What year is this truck?
It's a 99 limited edition SLT short bed, extra cab 4-door, heavy duty, Dodge Ram 2500.
So this is a customized truck?
From factory, yes.
And you had collision coverage on it?
Full coverage, including towing.
I understand that. Did you pay for the classic or custom premium? Did you pay to have this? Because otherwise it's only going to be priced as a 99. You're not going to, you may get some special pricing, but you will never get enough special pricing to where you're satisfied. For example, how many miles on this?
217.
Did you ever have a new engine?
Nope.
And a new transmission?
Nope.
Did you have it from new?
No.
Okay. Here's the problem, Jesse. Your notion of value will never meet the market.
Yeah.
So even though it might be a truck where people go, holy crap, that's beautiful, you may not get the money for it. I don't think there's a snowball's chance in hell you'll get the money for it. It's a 99. But
well, they go for between $5,000 and $10,000, and I was
okay. No. If you can hold on, if you can prove that comparables with 217,000 miles, if you can find trucks for over 200,000 miles that have gone for that, but not the exception, you got to find a few of them. I mean, do you really believe that that's the market value of that truck, $5,000?
Yes. It took me a year and a half to find this truck.
Okay.
A year and a half to find one and buy one, and I went on.
If it wasn't in good condition like that, what is it? What is a normal truck LTD? What is it? SLT? How much would it be? Huh?
At any dealer or used place, they start at $9,000.
9 for in this condition, or 9 for any truck?
For any truck. I found one for $5,000 from a private owner in Denver.
Why? Is this a specialty truck, this 99 something? What's special about it?
It's a full box frame, heavy duty. It comes with a Dana 60 front.
Okay, well then, okay, hold on. Then if you can make, you have to get comparables. Not what they're selling for, but what dealers have sold them for. Where you looked, you got to look again and ask for some information so you can get comparables. If you get real comparables, maybe I'm just ignorant on this vehicle. If you truly have something worth, you know, 5,000 or 6,000, then that's what you should get for it. If it's worth 8 or 9, that's what you should get for it. But Jesse, with 217,000 miles,
was it diesel?
No, it's a gas. There's 500,000-mile motors.
Listen, these comparables though have to truly be comparables with about the same mileage, or you deduct for the mileage. So once you make the argument for comps, you're going to have another argument. What did they say it would take to fix it? How much?
5,000.
Okay, listen, 5,000, and they said they want to total it out for how much?
$1,600.
All right, so they're saying that truck before the accident was worth $1,600, right?
Yeah, that's what they're trying to say. Yeah.
Okay, that's fine. Then you tell them that you want to get the $1,600 and buy the car, buy it back. How much would you buy it for?
$1,600 includes buying the truck back.
Oh, what are they saying the salvage value is?
$260 or something like that.
Okay, they're being realistic by the market. Not, I mean, excuse me, by the year, make, model, and by the mileage. I'm not saying they're being realistic for a truck guy who knows it's different.
Okay.
But if you took $1,600 and that includes the truck, how much repair can you do for that?
Well, frame will cost about $1,000. I could actually, if I did all the work myself and changed out the frame and then put on the front end, I could do that for that price.
Now, I want to tell you something. This is very important for you to know, Jesse. They're not required to pay you what it will cost to fix it. They're only required to give you a fair market for the car. Here's what I would do. I would negotiate a higher price. I would say, look, I want to keep the truck, but $1,600 is too low. If the salvage value is $300, this truck's worth $5,300 at least. You know, I want to keep the truck and get closer to $5,000. And yes. Okay, we're gonna take a break for the news, Jesse. But I would start getting comps. You don't have to terminate our relationship. Call us back. All right, just call us back when you get your comps, and we can take you to the next step. More coming up.
Out there.
It is a mess.
It's every station.
Okay.
That they're trying to reboot for. Yes. So.
It's just automation.
Mine's working. Like I have calls
So this will
fielded.
invite
We've got call
12:03.
waiting.
I'll give you 30
guys.
seconds and I'll come
I'm
back.
not sure
I'll
here
play
or
some
here,
music.
but it's a
I
call
can use
for
my music.
about home
Come
care.
right back at 12:03.
And so
tweeting about it too. For his legs, it's elephantiasis is what he had, right? Is that what it said?
Hey, get on our Facebook real quick. Now.
Okay.
Pelosi says wall money. Meantime, the president defending his apparent disagreement with some of the latest intelligence assessments. Fox's John Decker.
Mark.
If he's not back at 12:03, that's when we need to come back. So I'll tell you.
Accusing them of being passive and naive about the dangers posed by Iran.
I disagree with certain things that they said. I think I'm right. By the time we'll prove me right from I think Iran is I think it's a very real threat.
Congressional testimony on Tuesday, the Director of National Intelligence and the Director of
that Iran is complying with the Iran nuclear deal and is not taking steps to manufacture a nuclear bomb. Lisa?
Thanks, John. The winter storm and deep freeze that has followed is now blamed for at least 10 deaths in 6 states. Sub-zero wind chills still gripping parts of the Midwest and Northeast.
Slowly begins to retreat towards the north by tomorrow morning. Things are better. You're going to feel like -3 in Chicago. I know that's still really cold, but it's a lot better than you've been for the last 48 hours.
Fox meteorologist Rick Reichmuth says 40 to 70 degree swings in temperatures will be complete by Monday. By then it'll be topping 50 degrees in Chicago. Wall Street stocks have been mixed. The Dow right now is down 37 points. This is Fox News.
Hey guys, don't mind me as I interrupt your radio program. It's Sue Cosner, sexual health expert on men's performance in the bedroom. Do me a favor and don't touch that dial. That's a mistake. If you've been listening to this radio station, you've probably heard a compelling radio ad for Noxitril, the potent all-natural male enhancement pill. Men constantly reach out and ask me, does this Noxitril really work? Or is it just another scam product? I can tell you there's nothing better than Noxitril. I recommend this super pill to men everywhere. It will transform your life in the bedroom once and for all. Strong, powerful results that increase your blood flow fast. No prescription, no side effects. Just imagine Viagra on steroids. So call Noxitril now and take advantage of an incredible free bottle offer, shipped discreetly to your door.
To find out how to get a free bottle of Noxitril, call 800-993-0840, 800-993-0840. Free bottles for a limited time. Call now, 800-993-0840, 800-993-0840.
Oh, tells China.
Hi, Tom Martino here. Welcome to the show, 303-713-TALK. This hour brought to you by Frank Duran, therealestateman.com. Oh, you won't do better than Frank. Hey, this is a consumer show. We're helping people, and we may have some technical difficulties here and there, so just keep that in mind. Something's going on here at iHeart, but please, we'll still deliver a show to you. We have some great guests with us. And if you're looking to sell real estate, I'm doing something with Frank right now. Oh, my gosh. I mean, you might think, oh, well, he's doing it for you, Tom. No, this is the level of service everyone gets. And you think you're the only customer, and when you're buying the same thing. 303-920-1622. He is dedicated, enthusiastic. He is an expert negotiator, truly knows what he's doing. I sit back and just, I'm in awe. 303-920-1622. Frank Duran, therealestateman.com. So our consumer show today is very interesting. We got a lot of people, and we have people in the area of home care, elderly care, people with disabilities, people who need help. And we're going to talk. Julie, I'll let you ask your question, then I'll introduce our experts. Go ahead, Julie.
Oh, thank you. My friend told me you have to call this number. She was listening. I have a mom. She's 85 years old, living at home, and we've just been spending a lot of time, my sisters and I, going in to see her, spending time with her. But we have our families, we have jobs.
Right,
so
right. You have a life, and there's nothing wrong with that. And sometimes kids feel so guilty. I want to mention something before you go on with your questions. Our expert is Talem Home Care. They're on our referral list, so you can always find them there. Talem, T-A-L-E-M, TalemHomeCare.com. And what they do is provide non-medical care for the home, and they can explain what they do. It sounds like this is made for that. They also, of course, I wanted to ask, as far as companionship, is that part of it or not? Or when you come in for non-medical care, if you could just tell us, Marnie, is it part of it, companionship? Is that part of a service?
Absolutely.
It is.
And we customize.
Like reading to them, helping, like that.
Yes, it's customized to whatever they need.
Okay, that's good. Now we're going to let you go on with your question, and then I'll bring up our other expert as well. Go ahead. What else did you want to say, and direct it toward them?
Well, so, I've heard a little bit about home care and people coming into the home, not quite sure what that all entails. And then this placement side sounds kind of interesting too. I mean, we just don't know what to do.
Okay, they do. Talum Home Care also does placement in special housing. So she's 85. Let them take over. What would you ask her? She's asking for help. She has an 85-year-old mom.
I would recommend that we schedule a time to come in. We do free home safety evals and intakes, and we can ask questions to find out exactly what you need and what would work for your loved one.
Now, as far as home care or placement, now, as an overall thing, this is a good time to ask Angel's Help, because that's another organization. So Talum Home Care does non-medical home care, companionship. They help people with infants. They help people with disabilities. They help people who, like you, with an 85-year-old mom. Now, Barb Shue with Angel's Help, she helps families with everything. And I'm not sure, like in this case. So they call you. She sounds like, what do I do? What's the first thing you would do in this case?
Julie, I want to say, first of all, as we raise our children, we do a very good job of telling them to go out and become productive members of society, and then when we need help, who's around to help us? So don't feel bad, first of all.
Yeah. What do you do for her?
Secondly, I come in and we look at the whole situation, just like Marnie does, to see what is the best thing that we can do for you and your family.
See, whereas Barb is like a consultant, and she may refer Talum Home Care, but she looks at other things. So in this case, if she came to you, what would you talk about?
We would look to see if placing your mom in a facility would possibly be the best thing for you guys, because caregiver burnout is one of the hardest things to deal with. As a family member, when you're the one that's caring for mom 24/7, unfortunately, we lose our caregivers before we actually lose the loved one.
All right, so what? Okay, we need to get to specifics. What do you do with intake? What would you ask her to discern what they need?
We actually look at the family's environment. We look to see if the person is going to be safe. Is the person still safe in that environment, or do we need a better environment?
Do they need to be placed in a home, for example?
Correct.
Okay. And where are you leaning on this with your mom?
Oh, initially with my sisters and I think, we always think, she wants to stay at home.
Yeah.
My dad had to go into a nursing home, and she doesn't really like that idea. And she's nowhere as far as she's nothing to the point of where my dad was. She can still, she gets herself to bed at night and gets up in the mornings.
Right. Okay, so
in that in-between.
So do you think, I mean, as a daughter, do you think she's quite capable of being at home if she had assistance?
Yes, but I guess I don't know what is the...
And that's why you need a professional.
What's that telling line about? Is home care going to be enough for her? Or, she's a pretty social person. She likes to go out and do things, but I don't want her driving
okay,
anymore.
so non-medical help. I wanted to ask Talum Home Care. And by the way, this might be a bad example for Barb, because Barb can't simply on the phone ask a few questions and discern what the family wants. Let me tell you what she did with us. Barb met with the woman and did a long interview just with the woman and said, okay, tell me about your life. And she found out she had a common law marriage and had some Medicare coming. Then she found out she's due for this. She could use this. Her money's needs to last this long, and she needs this or this grooming or this. And then she can live on her own. Then she goes to another family, and she finds out, this person living with grandma is not doing a good job, and perhaps maybe some harm. She can get that touchy. She'll tell you who to contact and what to do. You call her anytime. Well, what about Barb? He moved out. Now Grandma has this Talem Home Care coming in, let's say, and they're providing non-medical help. What do I do about medical help? Barb, what would you do then? You still continue. What would you do? Do you look for medical help for them?
Yes, we can bring in all levels
Are
of care.
these people that you have gone through and qualified?
Absolutely.
So you're
I would never refer anyone that I have not worked with, do not vest, or have not had some sort of background with.
Now, I want to make very clear, Barb Shu is an overall big picture consultant to the family on what to do with Uncle Bob or Mom or Dad. Or really, do you have people say, Barb, what should I do with myself? I'm 80. I don't have any kids. What would you recommend?
Yes.
Okay.
I have a gentleman right now that we're working with that is
Directly.
99 years old.
You work directly with him?
Yes.
You become like almost a surrogate family?
Yes.
Okay, so she's the overall big picture consultant. How do you charge? That's important to know.
We have 4 different packages. We can charge hourly, we can charge monthly, or we can charge...
For a task?
Yes.
Like find somewhere for Grandpa to go?
Yes.
Okay, now... Talem Home Care, now that was Angel's Help. Talem Home Care, that's separate. They actually provide non-medical in-home care. Oh, you could call them first, and I imagine if they think you have a lot of areas of help, they might bring in a professional like Barb, but they know what they can do. And so what do? You say it's customized. Give me some examples. That's what I want to know, examples.
Absolutely. So what we want to do is we want to empower our clients
to stay at home
and lead them down this complicated healthcare system.
Yeah.
So what you're talking about is home health and home care. What we want to do is ideally work with the family and create a customized plan for the family.
I love what you're saying. I love what you're saying, Kevin, but honest to God, I need to know, you show up, what do you do? Give me examples of what you guys do, because I know you do such great work, and everyone out there in your business who's not as good as you can say the same thing, but I want to know actual examples. I want to know, do you help lay out their meds for the day?
We can do the med reminders, and we can have home health or the family work with actually doing the med administration boxes, and we would work with that.
Any
Absolutely.
house cleaning?
House cleaning.
Okay. What about walking the dog?
Walking the dog.
Okay. Cooking?
Yes.
Okay. What about transportation?
Yes.
Grocery shopping.
Say you can drive them. Yep. What about reading to them?
Absolutely.
Okay. Give me some ideas, examples of what you guys have provided.
So we have clients that just need somebody to come in and be a companion with them.
They don't want to be alone. They're watching
alone.
TV.
Exactly. They're alone in their house. We have clients that just want to be read to, play games, go out to the mall, go out to the grocery store. So we take them out.
Take them out to eat. What about, if you have someone and they want to play games?
Absolutely.
See, that's cool.
We may lose every time, but we...
Okay, what about, hey, could we go on a field trip? A museum?
Sure. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. What about around the house? Hey, I want to decorate for Christmas.
Sure.
Okay.
So organizing, helping out.
You truly mean customizing.
Customizing.
So let's get to this. What do you guys not do?
We cannot do medical treatment. So we cannot do wound care.
Okay.
We cannot actually administer medications.
Right. But just reminders. They do their own, and you're just making sure they don't double dose or something like that. Okay. Tell me the benefit of having a companion. Somebody mentioned that you might see something and say, wait a minute, this needs more attention. Or you actually could be the impetus to bring in medical care.
Absolutely. So we do a free home evaluation and assessment of the actual client. And we do recommendations on what we're seeing because we are professionals.
Because you're there every day.
Absolutely.
Maybe.
We see it, and we are recommending what needs to be done next. And we're going to advise and do care consulting to make sure that they get the services that are going to allow them to either stay in their home as long as possible safely or move into a facility is what All About Seniors does.
I said because you're there every day, but that is even customizable, right?
Absolutely.
You could be a once a week.
Absolutely.
3 times a week. All right, cool. Now, the placement end of your business, very quickly, and I know Mark has something too. The placement end of your business. So that's Kevin. Kevin and Marnie, Bill, and I assume your husband and wife, Talem Home Care. and they seem like nice enough people, but, you know, what do they do, right? Like, what is placement service? What is that? Like, what do you do?
Yes, so placement services is, our goal is to narrow down and help families, first educate them on the different options, and then narrow down and help them understand what their loved one needs.
So you actually find them a place to be?
Yes, we do.
Okay, give me the options that you look for.
Independent, assisted, Alzheimer's, dementia, skilled nursing, licensed board and care homes. We cover all of the options.
So I don't have to know anything. You're just going to like when I go to Integra Insurance, I don't know about health insurance. They just say, Tom, here are 3 great plans for you or 4 great plans. You kind of narrow all that down.
We do. We simplify the process, educate them, guide them, and help them
and it's different
all the way
for
through.
Every person. It's different.
It is.
Okay. And do you have places that you've worked with and you know?
Yes, we will not work with a community unless I have gone there or someone on my team and evaluated it. Care is number one. You can have a beautiful building, but if the care is not good, then that is not a good place, and we will not refer to them.
Now, when I have guests like this, it happens all the time. You heard that woman say, and you're still on, right, Julie? And I want to know if you have any specific questions. We're going to come back to you now. It's all your time for specific questions. But Julie heard, hey, you better call. They got these people. You're going to hear this when you see the podcast, the Facebook, the YouTube. You're going to have questions. And I'm talking to you right now. If you're watching and listening on a on a recorded basis, and it's tape delayed, you can call 303-MARTINO. If you need help, and we'll put you in touch with these guys. You can go to the referral list at referrallist.com, look for Talem, T-A-L-E-M, Home Care, or Angels Help, or you can contact them directly, angelshelpyou.com and talemhomecare.com. Mark?
The Dogs of War.
What's going on?
Golden
dear,
Pond,
Tom.
boy. Golden Pond. We're going to go to war with these little suckers, and we're going to put them out of business.
Shop.
The Russian pawn shop in Evergreen.
You got to tell me why.
I'll tell you during the break, then we'll figure out how to go after these
They're not calling
punks.
you a registered sex offender, are they?
No, they're putting stuff up on our Facebook saying,
well, we can pretending to be other people.
But we can
pretending to be the same guy, our caller.
Oh.
They're using him again. We just got to get our attorneys in line. Let's get this guy sued.
No,
these guys need to be put out of business.
All right. And you know, they're on thin ice. I can't believe a professional business would conduct itself this way, folks.
They called the guy an absolute lie, which it is, because we've looked into it.
They called him a registered sex offender.
That's right, and he's not.
Can you imagine a business responding online by saying, this guy, his name, his phone number, and his address is a registered sex offender? That's what they did. This is a business. We, folks, my listeners, we have to let them know there's no room in our community for that, okay? They are scum. They are absolute scum. They're pigs.
I just had Dan try to call them. I'd love to hear what they have to say, but I guess they don't want to come on.
We're going to give out their phone number. They're absolute scumbags, and as I always say, a waste of skin in some cases, or a bag of mostly water. Okay, 303-713-TALK. More coming up.
No breaks.
No break. Oh, this is wonderful, no breaks. Then I'm going to do my break. I'm going to tell you about David Salisbury, attorney at law. He does estates, trust, probate, and while we're talking about our elderly care, our disabled people with needs, David, you should go to David. Everyone needs David for a will or for a trust. A trust sometimes takes the place of a will or takes the weight off of the will where it goes through death and avoids probate. There are special needs trusts. If you're providing for someone who is disabled, and the special needs trust can be set up to care for them long after your death. He does probate. If someone just died, you don't know what to do. 720-493-3911. 720-493-3911. Okay, and because we're having technical difficulty, folks, you're not going to hear a bump music and a lot of breaks, but I do have to tell you about people. And the Plumline Services deal is really good, because they have a furnace deal now, and it's been very cold. If you buy a furnace and AC together, you can save over $2,000, plus get rebates from Excel Energy. There's an extra $300 in credits on top of their normal credits through March 31st. And they also do free second opinions for all major repairs, whether plumbing, heating, cooling, electric, or drains. I've known Plumline Services from the very beginning, 99, I believe. They started in 98. I got involved in 99 or 2000 with Jeff, and it became a major company doing wonderful things. PlumlineServices.com, 303-586-1086, 303-586-1086. So let's continue with our callers. Suzanne, if you could just jot down a note or something. I just don't know.
Okay, I can do that.
Yeah.
But Tom, on line 4 is a gentleman named Alan who uses Compass Insurance. There's no problem with them. He has a DUI that was dropped.
Where is that? On which line?
Line 4.
Okay.
But the insurance is, when they pull his record, it still shows he has a DUI on his record.
Okay. Hey, sir. Hello, Joe is Alan. Alan, are you there, Alan?
Yes, I'm here.
Alan, when was the DUI?
2017.
And in 2017, you got a DUI, and what was it dropped to, or was it dropped altogether?
I just talked to the DMV, and they said their official language is it was no action, or she also called it cleared.
Okay, what does it mean? No, I'm asking you, Alan. What actually happened?
Oh, so the officer did not show up at the hearing.
Okay, gotcha. Now, when a DUI is involved, they look into it. And even though it was a technicality and the officer didn't show up and it was cleared, they will count it against you. Now, you may say that's not fair, it's not really a charge. It doesn't have to be. They can have any criteria they want. So their criteria isn't based on DMV records. It's based on anything they can find out. For example, when a speeding ticket is gotten and it's a defective taillight, or they see a defective taillight, they know that people very seldom get tickets for defective taillights and pay a fine. Therefore, they go in and look at the records, and when they find out it had anything to do with speeding, even though it wasn't a conviction, they count it against you. That's how they do it in their actuarial tables. It doesn't matter if we like it or not, because they're under no legal compulsion to do it the way you want. The only thing they can't do is slant it based on where you live. I'm not talking about area for hail damages and stuff. I'm talking about where you live, what color you are, your ethnicity of any kind, your sex, your gender, anything like that. But they can count against you a DUI that was never prosecuted.
Okay.
So what I'm getting at is you're fighting something that even if you had them take it off of there, now that they know about it, you can't take it back. It sucks, but well, it doesn't really suck because technically you were stopped for DUI. And here's another thing: if you were stopped for DUI, this is what's really weird, and you blew just under the limit, they will count that against you. Not as a DUI, but as an infraction. Because they just use it as a guide. How much do you feel it's affecting your rates?
Oh, they've probably gone up almost 10 times.
What? What, 10 times? Did Compass say they could find a better deal somewhere?
They only had one insurer that would take the policy.
Oh, my God. So your rates went from what to what, literally?
Well, maybe 10 is a tiny exaggeration, but it's now...
What are you paying a year?
I'm probably paying $1,200 a year now. It's now $17,000.
Oh, my God. Wait. You were paying $1,200. It's going to go to $17,000?
Yes.
Did you ever have another DUI?
Oh, yes, a long
that's it. It doesn't matter. That's it. No. Yeah, because
habitual.
It doesn't matter how long it is. If you have 2 DUIs, you are so screwed. You are so screwed.
3 could be a felony now.
Yeah, but they have to be within proximity, right, or not?
I don't know.
So do I have any choice on? Do I have anything I can do to lower rates?
You could. He could self-bond if he has enough money.
$250, is it? Or
I think $250,000.
It might be. that was a long time ago. Is it still only 250?
Don't know.
You can put up 250,000 in a bond and self-insure, but I think it's probably more than that. And you self-insure, then you don't have any insurance. You know, but no one does it. I mean, even billionaires don't do it.
Walmart does.
Yeah, well, okay, for store and general liability, of course, because to write that policy would be ridiculous. Man, I just can't believe you're paying that much. Holy crap.
And I just lost my job a week and a half ago. So I'm in a bad position of I can't pay for that. There's just no way.
Might be a good time for a Raleigh House commercial, Tom.
You know what you need to do? You need to and I'm not kidding, by the way, you need to use Uber or Lyft.
Yeah, no, I'm thinking about that.
You have to. You have to, man. When does this go away, I wonder? What do you think?
I've heard 5 years. That's what the DMV said, that most insurance companies, I haven't talked to my agent about it, but most insurance companies will not drop until 5 years.
All right. I'm sorry, man. I wish I had better news for you. Joe Lazzara is a criminal defense attorney, by the way. And Joe is someone you call in a situation like this. Of course, we never encourage drunk driving. It's not wink, wink, call Joe. It's don't do it. And if you make a mistake, call Joe. Listen, people deserve defenses. We get a lot of people over the years. We've had a lot of people, over the years, that is, who have gotten popped for shoplifting for one reason or another. Not really stealing. No, I'm convinced it was a mistake. You know, they put something in the cart, or it's at the bottom of the cart, and one woman had something in her purse that she was returning, and she was going to exchange it, but so she got the one off the shelf and put it in the cart, but still had one in her purse. But before she got to the checkout, something happened where the guy pulled her aside. Because did you know concealment is a crime? Concealment. And so she hadn't left the store, but he was making the argument that she concealed it with the intent. A lot of them wait till you leave the store. There are a lot of different policies. But anyway, if you're ever in trouble, Joe Lazzara, 303-429-6200. He has flat rate pricing on everything he does. 303-429-6200, LazzaraLegal.com. That's Joe Lazzara. And so we're going to keep going. You don't hear breaks because we have some technical difficulties. The machine's not working. But I'll keep talking, and I have our guests here today, and we'll bring you right up to Sean Hannity.
Hey, I found an interesting
106, yes.
I found an interesting article. It says, unlike a personal credit report where negative information automatically drops off, in Colorado, a DUI or DWAI conviction in the state of Colorado is a permanent part of your Colorado driving record. So, according to this, it never falls off.
Not falling off, but I think before they give you some grace, before they stop. You know what? Can we call Compass and ask them about it? How long would a DUI affect someone's rates?
Don't you have to get like an SR22 or something along those lines? How long do you have to have that?
You're right about that. There is a special form you have to have. So let's talk to our experts again, because I am getting emails, and we do have calls. I'll get to all the calls. But Barb Shoe with Angels Help. Can people call you? They wanted to ask, because I said that Talem Home Care helps people with disabilities, people with infants. It doesn't have to be just elderly. Do you help families with those with disabilities?
Absolutely.
Okay. So any special needs a family might need, you can consult them?
Absolutely.
Okay. And as far as home health care, Talem, another question is, if someone wants you on a one-time basis for a family trip, do you do that?
Yes, we do. So, in fact, this weekend,
yes,
lady coming in from Tennessee is going to get surgery. She needs transportation from the doctor to the hotel. She needs somebody to stay with her for 4 hours tonight.
I never even thought of that. That's for day surgery. She needs someone to and from and to stay. They can't get a relative. She's coming in from out of town.
Yep. And then did you know that if you're getting a colostomy now, you have to have somebody sign you out. So
for any anesthesia, by the way, not just that, but anesthesia. Oh yeah, you need even if you're like in this conscious sedation, they don't let you out of there after a colonoscopy even.
Correct. Yeah. So we actually go in there, we sign them out, we put them in the car, we take them home, we make sure they're safe at home. If we have to spend a few hours with them, make sure all the meds are good and all that stuff, and they don't no reaction to them.
Are your people protected? What do you do? Background check? Yes. Tell me the procedure.
Yeah. So we hire them on. We do a background check. We're licensed and bonded by the state. We report to the state, so we have oversight.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Julie. Let's go to her. She has some questions now directly. Go ahead, Julie.
Yes, the community aspect sounded really interesting to me. What's her name? Mary?
Yeah.
Marnie?
Oh, yeah, yeah. You're talking about Marnie. Yes, go ahead.
Yeah.
She's with Talum Home Care. What question did you have?
Can you talk to me about community life? That, maybe home isn't the right thing for my mom.
different options, right?
Yeah.
Hi, Julie.
Some different options for her?
Yes, there are many different options, and that's where we would come in and evaluate physically.
Well, let's just talk about the options themselves.
Sure.
We understand there's a process. What about the options, like for an 85-year-old woman? What could some of the options be?
Yes, and I remember you saying, Julie, that your mom is very social. So by moving into an independent living, if that meets her needs, she would have lots of social options and activities and exercise.
So is this where she has her own unit?
Yes, she would have her own apartment, and there are different sizes.
But they're communities, like?
Yes, and they have meals, transportation, activities, and oversight. Pendants that she would wear. If she were to fall, she could push a pendant to alert someone.
What about group homes?
Yes, group homes are assisted livings or memory cares, and they provide more services than what an independent living would do. Independent livings work really well as long as care can be scheduled. You can bring home care in, like our Talum Home Care. If someone needs help going to the bathroom every time they have to go, that is assisted living, because none of us know. You need someone available 24/7.
That's different than independent living.
Yes.
And assisted care, can you have your own kind of unit or room or suite or?
Yes. So there are different size apartments, studios, 1 bedrooms, 2 bedrooms, or home cares.
But they're with assistants.
They are. Okay. So you would have access.
And what's that called?
Assisted living.
Okay, and then independent living is where they're like condos or whatever in a group, but they have activities and central recreation and field trips and that kind of stuff.
Yes. So independent livings are similar to assisted livings, except for they provide no care.
Okay.
They're larger apartments. They have full kitchens. In assisted livings, you would have a kitchenette, so no stove. The state does not allow stoves in assisted livings.
Okay. What do we got now? Who do you want me to take?
She's saying 6. I don't know. Remember, we've got some technical difficulties.
Line 7, she's saying.
Who is it?
Who is it, General Grant or Daff?
I think she's on the phone with the pawn guy.
The pawn shop?
Oh, sweet.
Oh, we were going to talk about the pawn shop.
Love to hear him. Hey, we better make sure something's working over there on your phone before we take them.
Is the delay working? Grant, is the delay working? Do you know, or we don't know? Should we test it? No, maybe not.
It sounds like he wants to have a face-to-face meeting.
Yeah, well, you know what? He's not going to intimidate anybody, if that's what he's thinking. So, the delay is working? Good. Let's talk about the Russian pawn shop. And Fred, we haven't forgotten about you, okay? Julie, did we cover your topics for your 85-year-old mom? Because, you can find Talum Home Care and Angels Help both on the referral list. And I think you have a pretty good handle on what they do. Do you have any other questions? She may have hung up. Okay. So, the Russian pawn shop.
I just spoke to Alex there, Tom.
Okay, I want to explain it. Alex, I don't know if he owns or runs the shop, but listen, we're not vouching for the customer. The customer may have been rude. We don't know.
He could have been a jerk.
He could have been a jerk. We do know he put up a negative review. And we do know that he told his friends to put up negative reviews. Okay, that's not right. But what the pawn shop did in return, no business should ever do, and is not justified in any way, shape, or form. That pawn shop posted that he is a registered sex offender with his name, address, and phone number. I believe it's actionable in a defamation suit. I believe this individual could collect money and that the Russian pawn shop is an extreme exposure danger. They are. They are. And we are developing a lawsuit. But then, Mark, you said they did something this morning on Facebook. What happened?
They left, Suzanne, how do you even
But we approve posts anyway before they
well,
go.
yes, but what they did was the folks that complained, their customers they complained about online, they've made fake profiles of their names and then came on to our Facebook to make nasty comments, Tom.
What did they make nasty comments about?
Oh, you know, about you and
okay.
history stuff.
Okay.
So I just spoke with him, by the way, Tom. You want to know what he said?
Yeah.
He's willing to come here and meet you, but he's not willing to talk on the phone, on the radio, but he will come here, meet you, and talk in front of cameras. I don't know if I trust that.
Well, you know, if he wants to meet, there's nothing wrong with meeting. But what does he know what we want to meet about? I mean, we simply want to know, does he stand behind...
Well, I left him a message saying, you want to come on and talk about your sketchy business practices and lying about your customers all over the Internet. And that's what he called me back and told me.
I don't know about sketchy business practices. I don't know. I have to know that he doesn't exhibit a great character by doing what he did, but I don't know about sketchy business practices.
That's pretty sketchy. If you run a business and leave a review saying one of your customers...
I understand what you're saying. That sketchy business practice. I don't know how he runs the pawn shop itself. Here's what I do know. That what he did is unbelievable, and I can't believe he could ever justify it, meeting in person or not. How could he justify leaving a review like that? And I'm not so sure if I do trust him in a meeting, because there's nothing to prevent him from bringing a gun.
Exactly, Tom.
He sounds insane to me. If you would post on the Internet that someone is a registered sex offender with their name and their address and their phone number, that is so dead wrong, there is no justification for it. So actually, no, there's no reason. There's no reason. He can submit a written statement, and we won't edit one word, not one word, if he addresses that issue. Okay? So tell Alex at, what's the name, Golden Pawn?
Golden Pawn in Evergreen.
And people, Golden Pawn in Evergreen, in my opinion, should be totally avoided. Absolutely avoided.
And if you live in that great community, my God, look what's in your backyard up there.
So, Golden Pawn in Evergreen, this is what happened. They don't dispute it. They don't deny it. I am saying to him right now, there's no need to meet in person, by the way. What we want to do is we want you to address what you did to this person, and you can do it in writing in a full statement or have your attorney provide it, and we will read it on the air. So, Suzanne, tell him we don't expect him to talk on the phone. We don't. He can give us a written statement justifying or why or anything. I just want to narrow it down to that. Why did he respond in a review? That's it. That's all I want to know. Because I think that the guy, he believes he can intimidate. He believes that he can scare this guy. He believes that he can ruin this guy, and he tries to do it to others, and it's just not going to work. It's just not going to work.
We might have him.
This is Golden Pawn in Evergreen, Colorado, and I suggest you avoid it. Now, I know nothing about the actual pawn shop operations. I want to make that clear. I know nothing about the actual pawn shop operation. I do know that any business that would do this, it's so questionable. I can't believe it. I can't believe an owner would allow his name to be attached to a review like this, where you say this customer is a registered sex offender with the name and address and phone number.
It's dangerous.
It's totally dangerous.
We put someone out of business that did the same thing. You
What's
remember
that?
the name? It wasn't this egregious, but it was bad. Bulldog, bone. That should give you a hint.
Oh, yeah. Kalen Eccles. And I hate to bring it up because we haven't had any complaints since then, and he says he's remorseful. But he had responded saying that the woman was having an affair with him, the woman of the house, literally, and that the husband caught him.
They left a negative review, and all it said was the paint job was not that good. It's crazy.
All right, so Golden Pawn in Evergreen. He said he wants to meet in person. I don't see why. I don't see the necessity. Really, it has nothing to do. Listen, what I mean is this. I think these people have a potential for violence. I truly do. Because of the nature of that post. It's so outrageous. And I think that it's weird that he would call one of his customers who put up a negative review, that he would call them a registered sex offender and put up their name, address, and phone number. And then he tried to post to our Facebook page. How immature and crazy is this? I mean, really, when you get right down to it, how crazy is it?
It's unstable behavior.
Totally. Golden Pawn in Evergreen, Colorado. If you're in Evergreen, I feel sorry, man. I mean, you know, are they on your main street? Where are they? Or where are they?
It looks like it's close to Home Depot. So they're right off that exit up there.
How many people pawn things in Evergreen? I don't know.
God, you wouldn't think a lot, but my God, I don't know.
Okay, so, Jeremy...
I wonder the cops up there if they've looked for stolen merchandise there. I'm just curious.
Jeremy is at Compass Insurance. Jeremy, if a guy gets a DUI, how long will it haunt him for insurance rates? Jeremy?
Typically 5 years.
Okay, can you repeat that? 5 years?
Oh, yeah, for the most companies. I mean, it is company specific. There are some companies that only go back 3 years, but the majority are 5 years.
And that whole time, do you have to have that SR whatever it is?
SR22.
The SR22 is really more about the state and what their requirement is. So, you know, for a first-time offender, it might be, maybe they say you need an SR22 for a year. If, you know, but every case is different. So that's not the insurance company saying how long you need the SR22. That's a requirement from the state.
Okay.
So if it's your third DUI, they may say you need an SR22 for 4 years, where if it's your first, the state might say maybe 1 year.
Okay, so this guy went from $1,200 a year to $17,000 a year.
That's what he said.
And by the way, this DUI was never adjudicated. It was cleared, whatever that means, because the officer never showed up. I can't believe they didn't reschedule it.
Well, that'd be impossible, wouldn't it? I mean, why would it go up if he never got convicted? Is that what you just said?
No, that's what, Mark, I don't think the guy's lying. I mean, he
must be confused.
No,
if he didn't get convicted of it.
It doesn't require a conviction. Jeremy will tell you that, just like speeding doesn't require a conviction. It doesn't. They can dismiss the speeding charge, and you will absolutely be charged for it because they look at the substance over form. So if you get stopped for a DUI and it's discharged because the guy got the date wrong or the place or the officer didn't show up, Jeremy, will an insurance company ignore it?
Most times not. I mean, it depends on...
I absolutely didn't hear that. I didn't hear a word you said, Jeremy. So I'm sorry, Grant, I heard you, okay? Go ahead. Somebody was talking over you. Go ahead. Jeremy.
Oh, most times, if it's like you got off on a technicality, the insurance could still charge you for that, depending on, you know, factors. But yeah.
Well, they absolutely will, just like a defective taillight.
Exactly.
Okay. So here's the deal. You're saying about 5 years.
For most companies, yeah.
Okay. Is this the guy that called in originally for? Oh, this is somebody else. Hold on a second. Let's see. Rick, did you have a question for Compass Insurance on this?
Yeah, you know, I think they're kind of like overdoing the whole DUI thing. I got DUIs in a couple of months, and I did lose my license for a while. But all I did is I bought a 97 Ford Taurus and paid liability. It was like $98 a month. I had the SR22, you know, for 3 years. But after like a year or two, if you go through an insurance broker, they will find out like the best rates for you. They'll shop them every 6 months. Once your driving history is like cleared up a little bit.
Yeah.
It's been like 2 years. I have full coverage now, and you know I pay a little bit higher, but it's not $17,000. I think they're
God Almighty! I mean, that's crazy. But hold on, I have to move on to a commercial here. But first, Alan, you're back. Alan, just you know, we did look into this, and as I suspected, this could haunt you. And Jeremy is saying about 3 to 5 years, depending on the company and how far they look back.
Let's have Jeremy see if he can do any better for the guy.
They are the ones insuring him right now.
Oh, my goodness.
Isn't that right, Alan? Are you with Compass right now?
I am.
God Almighty. We're talking $17,000 a year. Jeremy...
Can I check that? That just seems really high.
Okay, yeah, I think you should. I think, hold on, let's get you guys in touch with each other, and then we'll take this quick break.
A few slow spots remain on the highway.
There's no way that could be 17.
What's that?
17,000.
Even with 2 DUIs.
There's no way.
And he said it was his, but he had one before.
Yeah, but he said it was like 10 years ago.
Even with 2 that. Those
carry,
so I had heard that.
I don't have any idea.
In California and you go to Colorado and get one, they can look back and find it.
Maybe he killed somebody or something. And maybe there was a big accident or something.
Why did the officer show up, man? That's fine.
Well, usually, I mean, they don't have to show up
We have call screener back.
They can move it 2 or 3 times.
I don't really care that much.
6:30. So what's going on with
15 seconds till Century RV 30 spot.
With P3 portable protein
So we're going after people's business too.
Okay. High in protein and
Guys,
for on the go. Grab the more interesting way to get your protein with P3.
They're going on there and putting these reviews on.
CentryRV.com. Century RV as in the 100 mark. Century. Century RV is right here in Colorado, 2 locations. They are in Lakewood, just north of 6th Avenue between Kipling and Sims. They're also up north on the 119 turnoff to on I-25 to Longmont. And you can find the best deals on RVs, Class A's, Class B's, all of the, well, I don't know if there's Class B, Class C's, I know, and campers and fifth wheels. And you can get units, brand new campers for under 10 grand. That's Century RV, 303-453-1111.
As we age, we have less hormones like energy.
Ugh.
Lose muscle, get
Let's do this.
Thank goodness for Revitalize now.
Revitalize. Listen, guys, I want to give you a little
age management and hormone
little
optimization.
prompt
The
on
Hormone Bros.
website names. Website names don't have to have anything to do with the medical. They should just look at people. Talon Home Care is hard.
I think we end up going crazy.
Talon,
I don't know, man. I mean,
Angels Help. I absolutely love it. I love Angels Help.
The owner? Yeah,
we were stupid about Angels, but Angel, L-E-E-L. But I love the name. What were you saying?
How about All About Seniors? That's our placement division.
My God, you have that?
Yes.
You have allaboutSeniors.com?
No,
I had to find one.
That's okay. No, that's okay. But you're inevitably going to lose a crap load of traffic. But I'm just saying that.
Yeah. Why don't you send that to me?
Just Talon Home Care. I want to help you with that. I really do.
Your Next Gen should be up now if you want to try.
And you operate on as 2 separate companies. Okay, dear.
Yeah. Your KBCO. Not just commercial. Yeah.
Got it, Suzanne. Did you hear me?
They lost so much money.
Okay, this is the guy's name right here.
They lost so much money.
Yeah, send it to me. I'll do a background check and then I'll...
Okay, they did do a finance.
You lost stock?
No, I'll forward it.
No. Every radio station, no commercials for probably 2 hours.
Was that long, Mark?
Start crunching those numbers in your head.
Yeah.
He just said KVCO, completely down, didn't even have fucking music. Think of that revenue, man. I figured about $17,000 a minute in the building average.
Out there was crazy. They were running around like, oh my goodness.
Mark, these Russians, they're pretty dangerous. Anybody that does something like this, that's dangerous.
Yeah, they're insane. We're already telling the front desk and everything.
Really interesting.
Your service and want to see that you receive the greatest savings when it comes to owning a home on the land you once defended.
When using your VA benefits, there's no down payment.
So because of that, the commercials aren't running, then they don't have to pay. That's what you're talking about.
Yeah, oh, yeah,
$17,000.
yeah, you can't bill them for whatever.
Right.
Yeah, that's every minute with every station.
$17,000 a minute.
A minute? Oh my gosh.
That's
Why
what
did they say an hour? I was like,
that's what the inventory's worth, because there's 8 stations.
wow.
And that's $17,000 for each commercial minute, not for each
Minute. Yeah. So when you're talking, that's not there. Okay. Commercial minute.
For every break, yeah. So for clusters, they were losing for all those spot clusters. You know, you can mark my lives that we did done, and they don't get credit for those. Okay.
5, 10, 15.
Are there any we didn't get in? I'll get them in. Okay.
I'd say 45 times 17,000.
I think I said all of them. I did all of them.
What is it? It's a lot. 45 times 17,000. 65 grand.
AllaboutSeniors.net. I wish they had .com, but they have allaboutSeniors.net.
Right. The one that has .com though is out of Oregon, I think it is, Marty, and she has a relationship.
Well, then you.
I had LLC.com years ago, but I had to switch my company to an Inc. And so then
What do you mean LLC.com?
I had All About Seniors LLC.com. No, but I had to switch it. That's why I came with Net. Sorry, I couldn't.
Hi, Tom Martino here at 303-713-TALK. Fred, your turn. We've been having technical difficulties. If I didn't get to your call, I am so sorry. I will try. We have some time left. What's going on, Fred? Yes, I can, sir. What's happening? Yeah. Yes, sir. Okay. Right. That's right. Yeah. Right. You ignore it. You absolutely ignore it. Listen, if you ignore something, do not send anything in settlement. Do not just leave them alone. You ignore it completely.
Okay. Well,
I mean, now listen, if you ever get served because they're serious and they're really idiots, but they think you bought something and they try to serve you, don't ignore personal service, court summons, anything like that. But, you know, when it comes to just people's, I tell people you lose too much sleep. Now, if they try to ding your credit, that's another time you call us back and we help you there. But if they don't hit your credit report or serve you, you ignore these idiots. Ryan says he had some advice for this DUI. The guy with the DUI, it was a DUI that was cleared, apparently that's what he said it said, because the officer didn't show up at the hearing, so they cleared it. It was never prosecuted. It's on his record. It's one, he had one 10 years ago, another one. So he's paying like 17 grand a year for insurance, he says. Go ahead, Ryan.
Hey, Tom, how's it going?
Good, man. What's happening? What advice do you have?
Hey, so I had a whole bunch of accidents, and so I found out that the car has to have insurance, but you don't necessarily have to. Someone has to insure the vehicle.
Yeah, but if the vehicle's insured and you drive it, well, you're saying as a permissive driver. You're right. Someone can do it as a permissive driver. You're right. You can give somebody permission and they're covered. However, if it's deemed that it was being done regularly, they can contest the claim. That's where it's dangerous. A lot of people do that with kids. They give them permission because I'm allowed to let Mark drive my car and I'm covered. He can let me drive his car. I can let people drive my car. But it will not be allowed on a regular basis. If there's a big claim, they'll contest it.
Yeah.
And that's dangerous.
Whenever I got pulled over, I just told them I was borrowing the car.
No, you can do that. You can absolutely do that. There's nothing even illegal about it that I know of. But the point is that if it's done regularly, you're violating the terms of your insurance. All right. Bob has an insurance problem. Go ahead, Bob. What's happening?
Yes, I have appliance insurance with Black Hills.
Yes? Appliance. What do you mean appliance insurance? Like a service agreement?
Well, if it breaks down, they'll come and fix it.
Okay.
You've never heard of it before?
Yes, I have.
Okay. Well, my boiler, hot water heat boiler, went out last month.
Okay.
And I called them up, and They says they can't send anybody for a few days, and it's their technician that works for Black Hills.
Now, is this Black Hills Energy?
Yes.
Okay. Listen, what I need to know is, did you ever get any kind of service, or at least did they look at it?
They sent the service person, to look at it, and he stuck a flashlight underneath the boiler. He says, this is leaking.
And I know, and it's not covered because he's going to keep going. I know they're going to reject it. What did they say?
He says, I need a new boiler.
Yeah, but they're not going to do it, right?
Right.
Why?
Because he said it's not fixable, and I've gotten two people say they could fix it.
But what does the service agreement say when it's not fixable?
Well, they won't pay for a new one.
Bob, what does the service agreement say when it can't be fixed?
I guess I don't know what the question is. They won't.
The question is, what does your... I'm not asking if they'll do it. I'm asking, what does your agreement say? Your policy, your warranty that you are paying monthly. You signed up for it. What does it say?
It says they'll do repairs.
You read that.
Well, not necessarily.
You're taking their word for it.
Yes.
Okay. Bob, do you even know what you signed up for?
Just for repairs.
How do you know that?
That's the way it was advertised.
Where? You read it somewhere? Huh?
On television and my billing statement.
Okay. I'm not trying to give you a hard time, Bob. But what I'm saying is this. Somewhere they have to have this in writing. That's what I care about. If it says they do repairs only, not replacements, that's the most asinine thing I've ever heard in my life. Now, you say you can find someone to repair it. Is there a limit to repairs? What if repairs were $100,000? See, you don't know the answer to these questions, Bob, because we don't have it. What we need to do is get a copy of it. You need to ask them, I want to see what I am paying for. Get something in writing or get a link and get back to us. We will make sure that you're not getting screwed. Okay, Bob? Please help us out, though. I have no idea what you signed up for.
Hey, there's many pawn shops, by the way. We've got a lot to talk about tomorrow.
All right, we got more. Okay, TalamHomeCare.com, AngelsHelpYou.com. You can find them both at Referralist.com.
Warren Buffett says rule number one is
let me
don't
put a
lose.
thinking cap on here. I love all. Can you? Are you running them as two completely separate operations, right?
Yes, all about senior
Let's see here. So I might be able to get them
When
on
you say
tomorrow.
division, is it a separate company?
Or, you said
He said that he will forward this to
Okay,
the
so you
owner.
don't mind then if one website.
Well, did you see that report?
Right, okay.
They own multiple pawn stores.
Our Tucker all-season portfolio provides secure monthly
No, I sent it to you.
We should put all about seniors stuff up on the website too, though, so that they can access all about seniors.
Oh, okay, good. What's that?
All about seniors should be.
Looks like you break a leg.
Looks exactly like what you would do that.
It should absolutely be.
I bet he plays hockey.
The other one shouldn't even be listed. And you have allaboutSeniors.net and put a live link on it.
Yeah.
For both companies. Yeah, so
Yeah, I know. They're up there working, right? They're trying to
Who
get
built your
the
listing
back
for
done.
you? Who were you working with? Daphne?
The lady that just...
Daphne.
Yeah, Daphne.
Cool. Make sure the dogs don't mess with them.
Good,
Thanks,
because
bud.
Daphne will definitely, she's
We can do
attentive.
that, okay.
She's attentive, yes.
I'm hauling ass. I got to go meet Excel Roofing at my house.
Oh, and we'll show up.
Dude, you should see my